Hello everybody, happy Femboy Friday. Regardless of whether or not you're watching this as a stream or a VOD, doesn't matter. Hopefully it's entertaining for everybody. But before I do anything, I'm just gonna mess with the lighting. Ooh, wow. Lighting is a bit different now, isn't it? I hope my razor burn doesn't show up. I hope you can't see it on camera. If you can, that's very sad. What kind of lighting do we want today? We want cold lighting or warm lighting? You know what, let's go for the slightly warmer lighting. You know what? Why not? Why not? Anyways, I'm hoping that, I don't know. I know for fact chat box isn't gonna work, but maybe if I don't know. I have chat on the other side, and what I mean by that is chat is over here now instead of over here, so I'm not covering it. I just remembered I'm in dire need of a shave. Yeah, I shave way too often and way too aggressively, because I absolutely despise facial hair, specifically on me. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I like I guess that's all there is to it. Is me not liking it, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Um there are things that a lot of people hate. But yeah, I've been getting better about not getting razor burned lately, but today I guess is an exception. It's just like I hate facial hair so much that it's just like I just want to get rid of it. Like it's just like I hate it. So like it doesn't matter if it's just like a tiny bit and you can't really even see it. It's just like I just me knowing it's there and it being all like not smooth just pisses me the fuck off. Right? Like, you know, I don't know if that's like a gender dysphoria thing. I don't know if I have gender dysphoria or if that's just I'm just weird or built different. I don't even know. I just hate facial hair, specifically on me. I don't hate it on other people. I will say it's not my thing, but you know. Hello, furry Minecraft builder. Welcome to the stream. Um, I agree with that sentiment. Oh, whoa, indeed. Um, I don't even know what I'm gonna do for this stream. I mean, what can I do? I have no idea. It's a Femboy Friday stream. What is there to do? I guess being a femboy, but I mean, once I show off the outfit, which I really like today's outfit. I think today's outfit is great. See? Oh, you can't really see it that well. Woo. Ah, got the white thigh-high socks, the pink hoodie, pink skirt. I think it's cute, okay? I think it's a cute outfit. If you disagree, you're just objectively wrong, okay? Okay, I'm sorry. I care way too much about the lighting. Congrats on 500 subs. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's right. I just hit 500 subs today. I think this is the third channel I've had get 500 subs. But it happened way faster on this channel than my previous two. I've only had one channel get 1,000 subs, so it'll be nice to have that happen again. And then this will be the first channel, and I would hope the last. Well, no, not the last, because I also have other channels that I do stuff on, like the podcast channel. But I would hope that I hope this is the first channel of mine to get 10,000 subs, maybe even 100,000, and then 1,000,000. But we're talking years from now. Oh wow, the lighting just magically changed. Isn't that crazy? That's just so cool, isn't it? The lighting do be like that, huh? I think I need to move it slightly. Ooh. Ooh, it's moving. Purrs. Catboy moment. Certified Catboy moment. That's what I'm going to refer to that as. Oh wow, the lighting changed again. How crazy. I don't know what lighting I want. You know what? I'm sorry. I need to stop being so, I don't know, weird about everything. 'Cause I don't know. I'm just but yeah, anyways, I don't know what I want to do for this epic stream because normally I'm like it's like mentally right now, I'm like about to go into debate bro mode, even though this isn't a debate stream, because I'm so used to all my streams being like debate oriented. Like you can kind of hear it like, or well, probably not as much in my voice. My voice is getting softer as my brain slowly catches up and realizes this isn't a debate stream, so I don't need to be aggressive. But yeah. Is it a Femboy ASMR stream, or is it gonna be something else? I don't know. I guess you guys, the viewers in chat, get to decide that. You know? I think that is the way it should be. Maybe. Probably, I'll bet. You know what? I think... Would the lighting be better if I... Hold on. One sec. There we go. I think that made it better, probably. Even though it's not the main source of light. I don't think it's gonna take away from it, is it? Nah. But, yeah, I, really hope you can't see the razor burn. I really hope. Makes me sad. But yeah, I think I just want to do a chill stream, slash chill stream slash podcast slash whatever. I mean, I'm kind of tired right now, so I think me being tired just makes it all the more fun, you know? Because when I'm tired, I'm more likely to not, like, play it up for the camera, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna, like, be, like, super loud or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna be me. You know what I mean? Like, let me move my mic. Like, rather than just, I guess, doing the thing where I'm, like, all loud and obnoxious and, ooh, I say the haha funny jokes, XD. Maybe I still do some of that. I mean, I do it in person as well. If you think my sense of humor is bad online, just wait till you meet me in person. Yeah, it's even worse. I think. I don't know. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's worse. Maybe it's neither better nor worse. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. You know what? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just going on a whole ass tangent. Okay? Whole ass tangent. Just be your... Oh! I almost just... Okay. Hello, Killer Silent Soul Surfaces. Hello, CatboyKai. Did you know some, Boy Scouts wear kilts? Yeah, that's based. You should get a wavy perm. Yeah. Maybe I should. Beautiful hair. Aw, thank you. I love your hair. Aw. Thank you, guys. Just be yourself, hon. You're perfect. Aw. I appreciate that. I really hope so. I hope I'm perfect. If I'm perfect, that's pretty cool and epic. You know, the more perfect I am, the better, right? It's like the inverse of not perfect is perfect. Therefore, it is good if I am perfect. You know what? What am I even saying? I'm like, it's like my default is to like, you know, act differently when I'm on camera, and I'm trying to not do that, and not playing it up for the camera, honestly, I feel like requires more effort than, yeah, I don't even know. Whatever. You get what I mean. Your high voice? It's not, is it high? I don't know if is my voice high? I have no idea. maybe it's high. I just, um, that's some smart brain words. I think, um, you're a lot smarter than you, accept. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm that smart. It gets high occasionally. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm not trying to make it not high or like trying to make it high. I'm just trying to talk normally without like, you know, cuz it's like when I record videos, I just sort of like I put on this like ultra confident like YouTuber voice, you know? That's what smart people say about themselves. I guess you do have a point. Um I mean, that's the whole I mean, that goes into the whole like Dunning-Kruger effect thing where it's like if you're dumb, you're going to think you're a genius, and then if you're like kind of smart, you're going to think you're average like if you're like or if you're like yeah, like kind of smart, then it's like that goes down and then it's like but if you're like a genius, like an actual genius, you'll probably there's a good chance you'll know that you're at least above average, right? I think probably because there would be like because at that point like once you get to like a certain point it's like very objectively measurable if that makes sense. Just like I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I don't know. What am I even saying? I genuinely don't even know anymore. Um but yeah, I what's the photos on the wall? Oh man. There's a whole backstory behind that. So on the wall we have and you can't see all the pictures, but we have Bald Martin, Kavos, Count Dooku, I'm Jay Station, Nicholas Diorio, General Grievous, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And basically I so this isn't my first channel. So I guess I don't like so on my previous channel I was like building up like this like mentally insane like Filthy Frank-esque character. Like it wasn't exactly Filthy Frank. It started as that, but I turned it into my own thing. And, and then like I don't know. There are people who understand concepts so simply and so in depth and communicate it with such clarity. Well, yeah, I think that that's a matter of being articulate. I will say that I'm articulate. I don't know. I mean, there smart is such a broad term that like it doesn't really like I don't know how to, like being smart I feel like could apply to many things. Like being smart like what does that even mean? Does it mean you're good at math? Well, maybe I'm not the worst at it, but I wouldn't say I'm like great or anything. I'd say I'm like slightly above average at best. Um or is it your ability to understand information? Or is it your ability to articulate information? Is it, I mean, are we talking about emotional intelligence? I mean, um, there's different types of intelligence. People don't realize that. Yeah, exactly. It's like you could be a genius in one regard, but a complete idiot in another. Like, you know, why don't you paint your nails? Because I'm lazy. I probably should. It would help me get over my nail biting addiction. I swear I always bite my nails. Like it's a problem. And it's like and then I'll like start not like I'll start getting good at not biting my nails and then I bite them again. And it's a whole problem. But yeah, painting my nails might require a lot of effort. I don't I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I chew holes through my hoodies. Oof. It sounds like something I would have done when I was younger. I probably did stuff like that. Like eating your clothes. It's a great habit to have. But yeah, I should also teach myself makeup at some point, because, you know, it's like occasionally you get a tiny bit of acne or some shit. It's like, want to be able to cover that up. It's like, I don't really get that much acne anymore. I used to. Now my skin is mostly smooth. I just occasionally get a little bit. Usually if I'm like extremely stressed. Um, Good nutrition, yeah. I'm sure it has a lot of fiber. Um, it is a task, TBH, yeah, exactly. And I'm lazy. I probably will at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. I shaved today. Yeah, I shave like all the time, more than I should. Like I shave an amount that's like probably bad for my skin. Because it's like, if you're starting with eyeliner, don't use liquid. Use a wet Q-tip and eyeshadow. Okay, good to know. I'll try to remember that. I hope I can remember that. Oh, I just came up with a genius idea. What if for maybe I have, so for like the donations or whatever, cuz you can tip me on Streamlabs. Maybe like the person who is donating the money can make me do one thing, whatever they want, as long as it's not like breaking YouTube TOS, basically. Is that a good idea? I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I will do that, by the way, on this stream, just so you're aware. Just to try it out. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, or if I'm gonna regret it. I mean, we would just have to see. You would just have to see. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm sorry. I need to. You know what? I'm like. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of an. Yes, okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's a good idea. Because, yeah, it's like, you know, at least I would hope for it to. Hold on. Just need to. I'm just changing one small thing. And, okay, there we go. Sorry. Um, you live once, prove it. Maybe I live a million times. I don't know. Maybe I'm not even alive. Maybe I'm just a figment of your imagination. Not true. What isn't true? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not even real. Maybe I'm like. Maybe I'm fake. Maybe I'm like. Just your imagination. I don't know. Also, I don't. Uh, lighting is not doing me justice. I don't think. I don't know. Oh well. We don't live once. Yeah, I've lived 0 times actually. Because yeah, not just because I'm dead inside, but um, well, I guess that would be one of the reasons. Maybe perhaps that would be one of the reasons. Who knows? Maybe it's not one of the reasons. I don't know. For real, dislocation. Then realizing what you're doing. I'm so confused. I'm confused now. Can some? You know what? No, never mind. Um, I I I'm wearing a very short skirt today, by the way. Good night, good luck. Lies and imagination things are inside the world, so you are real in some way. Now I'm going to sleep. See ya. See, but that's an unfalsifiable statement that can go both ways. You could make the opposite claim, and that's also unfalsifiable. You're so insecure about your hair, but it looks so good. Aw, thank you. I hope so. I'm not insecure necessarily, not that insecure about my hair. I'm mostly insecure about the small amount of razor burn I got from shaving today. I don't like that it you can I think you probably might be able to see it. I don't know. I really hope not. I really, really hope not. I feel like I'm just insecure in general sometimes. Like, I know I have, like, the whole, like, whatever. In my videos, I have, like, this whole, like, super mega hyper confident personality, which is fun and entertaining. But, like, that's kind of me playing. I don't want to say playing a character because I'm being myself, right? But it's like a different version of myself. It's like, I'm not like I'm basically a normal person. Um, as in, like, yeah, I can be insecure just as much as anybody else, right? I'm gonna change the lighting. Yeah, dynamic lighting, I guess. Oh, jeez, sorry. Didn't mean to move my microphone around. Jeez, I can't even speak English. We can't. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad. Really glad. Because if you could, that would be very sad. The camera gives you so many abilities you normally don't have. What abilities does it give me? I mean, I guess if I were to use filters, I could do that, but I'm not going to. I don't know. Or I could just do the leafy thing and just hide behind a microphone. Just, use that to cover up the razor burn. I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on the lighting, though. Do 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 do. I'm sorry. I need to stop. I'm sorry. Okay. You know what? I'm being weird again. No, I mean, like, emotionally, Yeah. No, like, for real. I hope I'm not, like, taking that away from myself. Hello, Natty Forsyth. I did not expect to see you on here. Welcome to the stream. Wow, damn. I did not expect to see a large channel. Welcome to the stream. I guess I have commented a few haha epic funny memes on your community post. You're special? Aw, thank you. See, this community is so nice. I would say this is arguably better than the previous community I had on my other channel. Like, it wasn't, like, bad, but it was just, like, I was just, like, the funny, filthy Frank clone, basically. Hello, XR. Oh my god, I can't even speak. I'm sorry. Hello, Exostar. Welcome to the stream. I don't know. I mean, I hope that, like, me acting normal is not, like, boring or something. I don't know. Like, because, like, normally I'm, like, I'm doing the YouTuber thing where I'm like super hyper confident or whatever. Especially when I'm, like, in debate bro mode. When I'm in debate bro mode and I'm debating somebody, like, I'm basically God, okay? I'm basically God. I'm literally not even capable of losing a debate, all right? Name one instance of me losing a debate. You can't, because it doesn't exist, okay? Cute drip. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. No one deserves to be, mean. We don't know each other personally, nor each other's past. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, YouTuber personality. Yeah, I don't know. Like, can you do a backflip? I wish I could do a backflip. I could try, but I would hurt myself, and I don't want to do that. I'm sure there are a lot of people that would want me to hurt myself, but I'm not going to. A lot of people hate me just for, like, the clothes that I wear, basically, and the fact that I make fun of people when they get mad at me for wearing clothes, basically. I mean, there's a reason why I'm able to make an entire series of just me shitting on femboy haters. Like, there's a good reason for that. Um, but yeah, I just I'm okay. You know what? Maybe it's like an anxiety thing, but like I feel like I'm just gonna be seen as not entertaining anymore if I'm just like if I just act normally, like the same way I would act like in real life, right? Like, because like believe it or not, but in real life I'm not like this super like I don't know like uh you're obviously doing something right. You made it this far. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know what I'm doing. It's just I don't know like when I'm doing the whole like especially when I'm like debating, right? Like when I'm in that sort of like mindset, like I'm in that mindset. Hey, you're actually getting subs. Hell yeah. 500 now. Nice. Yeah. Thank you guys for 500 subs, by the way. It's like this channel is growing way faster than any other channel I've had. Um, like it's yeah, it's kind of weird because I've never had a channel like gain traction the way this channel is, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe part of it is um the thumbnails. Sometimes you should be yourself though. I think it will attract more people. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just like I feel like if I'm not um engaging enough that people are just gonna get bored or not care or like not like me anymore because that's not what they signed up for. If they sign up for because they want to see the haha funny man say funny things, then it's like, do they actually care like what my personality is like behind the scenes? I know there's gonna be some people. For real, you do have an amazing personality. It's beautiful. Aw, I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope so. I hope I'm not like I know I present myself as like kind of an asshole a lot of the time. Maybe that's not the best optically, but like I hope I'm not like too much of an asshole. Like I hope that like people don't think I'm like that behind the scenes. I I feel like I'm the opposite or maybe not the but like it's like the opposite for yes, engagement is important though. Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like people are just gonna like not care if I'm just being a normal person. It's like, well, I could do that. I could be your average, not extremely confident normal person that sounds like a normal person and acts like a normal person, like as opposed to like my whole like whatever. I don't want to say character because it's like it's not even like a character anymore. Like it is a part of me, but like it's this exaggerated like sort of like super confident version of me, and I do genuinely feel confident when I do that. But it's like I can only do so much of that, and I don't want to do that every single stream if that makes sense. Like I already de- like debate streams are exhausting. Even when I don't get that many people like calling in. Like is your hair hard to take care of? It seems thick. Let's go. It seems thick. It's not actually thick, by the way. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's the product that makes it look thick. So I get the best of both worlds because my hair is actually, well, I guess in terms of like the spacing or like sorry, the not the spacing, the amount of hair I have, I guess would make it thicker. But like the individuals, sorry, I can't even speak unless I'm like actively thinking about playing a character. Being weird is okay. Well, that's good. But like the individual hairs themselves are actually very thin. Um, like they're very fine individually. It's just I have a lot of them and like a lot of it, and the product I use makes my hair like floofy, I guess, which is what I've always wanted. I I never thought it would ever look like this. If like I thought I would never like I thought, oh, if I grow it out, like it's gonna look thin and bad. It's fluffy. Let's go. Yeah, I feel like if you just use the right product and do the right thing, I feel like also using like a diffuser or whatever works. Maybe I should make a femboy hair video. Um, because yeah, cause like I like I've always been like super jealous of like You know, like the femboys that have that like naturally like floofy and like curly hair. Like I've always wanted that. I'm fluffy too. Well, that's good. I think that anyone can have fluffy hair if they want to, unless they're like bald, I guess. Um, my hair is super curly on the bottom, but the top is flat and it kills me. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that because none of my hair is curly. I like fluffy. Yeah, me too. Me too. There's a reason I go out of my way to put product in my hair to make it look. You literally described my hair type. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh my god. Literally. Like you don't you don't understand how lucky you are, okay? To naturally have like floofy femboy hair without even having to put product in it. Like, are you kidding me? Do you realize how lucky you are? People talk about white male privilege, but they never talk about femboy hair privilege. What am I even saying? Um, this chat is very bonding. Yeah, but your hair is cute too, though. Aw, thank you guys. I forgot what it's like to not have purple hair. Not gonna lie, I've never dyed my hair, surprisingly or unsurprisingly. I don't know. Oh no, I have to put product in it. Lol. Oh, okay. Feel a little bit better about myself. I don't know. I guess it's not a bad thing that I have to put I mean, let's be real. Everyone uses product if they want it to look like this, right? No one looks good naturally. I take a shower and it gets fluffy afterwards. You're so lucky. What the hell? Not fair. Not fair. I don't know. Maybe it's harder to take care of or something if it's like naturally like that. Maybe there's some downs. I don't know. If I brush it, it's fluffy. It's way too thick to do much. I guess. What products do you use in your hair? I forgot what they're called. I forgot the brand, but it's like I use like this mousse and like this um hairspray stuff. I'll if I make a hair video, which I probably will, then I'll include that. Um yeah. So I meow. Hell yeah. Um is this entertaining to watch? I'm like scared that like me not trying to be entertaining is going to be boring. Like I feel like I'm not am I like putting in enough effort? I don't know. Am I like I don't know. I don't want people to like click off because they're like this is a sleep stream. This is a snooze fest. This is boring or something. I don't know. I'm like I feel like I'm boring unless I'm actively putting an effort to be fun and entertaining to watch. Like I've never really I don't know. Look, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I see I don't know. You're fine. Okay. Am I normally more entertaining though like when I'm like loud? Um I like this. It feels like a genuine person-to-person convo. Well, fair enough, I guess. I mean, that's good to know. I mean, you're doing good. All right, fair enough. I mean, um, maybe I do this every Friday, and then like obviously I do the not snooze cozy. Okay, fair enough. That's good. I mean, it is a little bit later, so that works. If I can be like honestly, if that's how I get watch time anyways, if I just end up getting watch time anyways, then I guess it's good. It's like a live podcast. Okay, fair enough. I mean, that's good. I'm glad that it's like a live podcast because that means that like I'm doing my job well. POV dating your femboy boyfriend vibes. Hell yeah. I hope I give those vibes. I try to give those vibes kind of a little bit. I'll be back in a second. All right, fair enough. Um, yeah, I mean, I want this to be something like I want my streams to be fun and like engaging to watch, like even like after I'm done streaming, like something that like even if you miss the stream, like you can still watch it and you don't feel like you're left out or anything. Cause like I don't want people to like, like you feel left out like if they can't watch it live. Like if you're watching my stream like afterwards, like you're just as valid, okay? Like you don't not everybody lives in the same time zone, not everybody has the same schedule. And it's like maybe some people just aren't in the mood to watch it right now and they want to watch it later. I mean, I know that there's sometimes where I'm like that with when it comes to streamers, but I mean, at least for me personally, like I just sort of like I don't know. Um, it's like when it's like a different, more like calm stream, it's like because I've never done this before, and because I've always sought to be like more loud, more annoying, more rambunctious, basically, uh, to like get attention or whatever. Um, it's like because I'm so used to that, I feel like I'm not gonna get attention if I do this. My BF is a femboy like you. Well, your BF is based and red pilled. He's my BF now. Yeah, yeah. Your boyfriend is my boyfriend. Checkmate. I guess I don't even know. um, but yeah, I sort of just because it's like it's one thing if I'm like sort of like playing it up for the camera, right? Because then it's like I'm so confident that I just know that I'm entertaining. Like I'm so entertaining, even on live streams, even if you're watching it after the fact, like it's still good to watch, right? Like I'm still providing entertainment value, especially in debates. I feel like I feel like some of my funniest moments are like probably in my debates. Like if somebody is like calling in and like they're like very like they're like an angry caller. Like all of like my funniest like comebacks are from shit like that. You know what I mean? Like whereas right now I'm probably not that funny, sadly. I mean, I can try if you guys want, but I feel like it just doesn't work unless I'm like playing everything else up because it's like the delivery matters more than the joke itself, I think sometimes. You're so beautiful that we keep staying. Aw. I'm so glad that like see, I thought that this was gonna like I thought that people were gonna click on this thinking it's like my normal like loud personality and then click off as soon as it's like, oh, he's like being like a normal person. Oh, but you know, I don't know. Also, I bet you thought I was joking about the fan art, didn't you, lol? I hope it doesn't weird you out. No, it doesn't weird me out at all. I actually like that. And I didn't think you were joking about it either. Like, maybe I thought, oh, it's too good to be true. There's no way that people are gonna create fan art of me, but it's like I wasn't gonna like say say that like you were like not gonna do it or anything. Like I was like, there's a good chance I get fan art, and you know what? The more fan art of me there is, the better. Especially if it's NSFW. Like I don't know if you realize, but like that boosts my ego so much. It's like, damn, like I'm so attractive that people are making NSFW fan art of me. Hell yeah. Like if someone's making hentai of me, like that says a lot. I'm just saying. But no, it does not weird me out. You could draw like the kinkiest shit ever. The something that most people would think is depraved, and I would probably like it, okay? That's all I'm saying. You know, I would even encourage that. Um I'm one of the few people who will like actively like support and embrace people that like make fan art of me or like fan fictions of me and stuff. Like I don't know. I don't get why other people like get weirded out by that. Like I think it's cute. I don't know. Like it's cute and wholesome and like it makes me happy. Even if it's like horny posting, like it still makes me happy. And then I probably get horny too. So yeah, but that um um IDK, it's comforting to be here. Oh well, that's good. Um I'm writing a book. I've written 20 pages. Fair enough. Um Let's go. I told you it would boost the fuck out of your ego based. Hell yeah. I feel relatable and comforting here. Oh, well, that's good news. But yeah, ego going up. Yeah, pretty much. I guess you would think that I wouldn't need an ego boost every now and again, if just from watching my videos at least or my debate streams. Like I seem pretty confident, right? But it's like, sometimes it's like maybe I'm not like that IRL. Maybe it's just a little bit played up. It's like me taking my most confident, I guess, attributes. You are rare. Most YouTubers would be weirded out like crazy. Yeah, that's what I don't understand. I don't know why they're weirded out by it. I feel like uh Scarlet encourages it too, Lamau, though she's a VTuber. I guess VTuber. Yeah, VTubers are different. Most like IRL streamers though are like weirded out by it. I don't understand why. I don't know if it's because okay, I feel like maybe they're not actually weirded out by it. It's just like it's just they don't want to pretend, like they don't want to admit that they like it because then they'd be like seen as like weird or like cringe. So like they have to like pretend that they hate it or something. I don't know. Or maybe you know what? Nah, maybe they genuinely are weirded out. I just don't understand why people get weirded out by that stuff. Literally, like none of it weirds me out. It could be like the most like out there stuff, the kinkiest stuff. Even if it's kinks I don't like still. And it probably will be kinks that I like because if you specifically like sort of envision like if you specifically see me in a certain way that leads you to associate me with a certain kink, there's a good chance that I have that kink because of the way I'm. You know what? Maybe I don't know. Um, I'm not like super secretive. Like I sort of pretend to be like as a joke where I'm like, oh, maybe I like this, maybe I don't. But usually that means I like it, right? If I'm like, ooh, I don't know, you can't prove that I like it, type of shit, right? Um, mommy, yeah. I agree. Mommy is correct. That is the correct interpretation of all of this. If I were to describe this in one word, it would be mommy. Yep. That is very accurate. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And also if people create stuff about me as like fans, it's like more publicity as well, too. It's like, man, you're such a mood. I better be a mood. Thank you. I mean, I tr- I guess I don't even try to be. I just am, you know? But like I sort of I don't know. It's like I don't know why you would even like I don't get why any large creator would like be against it. It's like one, you get um you get more publicity, and two, it's like people saying good things about you and like saying you're hot basically. Like why is that a bad thing to anybody? Crush me, please. I guess I could crush something between my thighs. Hold on. I have a squishmallow. Oop, hold on. Ah. I can squish this between my thighs if you want to see that. I mean, I guess I could. Oh, I hope I don't break the chair in doing this. You mean like this? Like that kind of squishing? Is that what you were referring to? Squishing it between my thighs? Yeah. Hell yeah. It's probably the embarrassment. No, but the embarrassment makes it better. Well, I guess not everybody has a humiliation kit. Never mind. You know what? Maybe that's the real reason. Pack folder. Thigh reveal part 3. I've done like a million thigh reveals at this point. I just post pictures of my thighs so shamelessly. Like, I might do a pack folder on the Minecraft channel. I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Who knows? I mean, I'm just saying. Oh god, I almost knocked my microphone over. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. But yeah, this is so soft. I swear. It's like, you're so funny. I'm like not even like trying to be funny anymore. Like, well, I do it like everywhere else, but like, yeah, I will. Okay, yes, I will make a pack folder on the Minecraft channel. Okay, but I will say that that will probably be my last video on there, at least for a really long time. Okay, like the look, I can't be asked to be a Minecraft PvPer anymore. I'm just like, you know, you're so lovable. Aw, thank you. I see. I felt like I wasn't for like the longest time, like especially before I had therapy. Like I thought, thank you, legit PvPer. Yeah, of course. I sort of, yeah. I don't know. It's just like when everybody else in the closet, or sorry, when everybody else in the community closet cheats, it's fun and satisfying for a while to beat like the people that are like notoriously like the best closet cheaters without even having to cheat myself. But like it gets old after a while. It's just like I just want to fight legit players who are good. And like it felt like such a rare thing. Um like I never really got to fight very many legit players who were better than me. Like it just wasn't a thing. Um but yeah, yeah, I don't know. For the longest time, like I didn't think I was lovable at all. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like so hearing that does make me feel really good because I was like especially like, you know, I mean part of it is because, you know, when you experience like, I don't know, uh, a relationship where your partner is emotionally abusive, that definitely doesn't help. I mean, I'm just saying, how do you get smooth thighs? I don't know, by shaving them, I guess. They're not entirely smooth. It's probably the camera or the lighting or something. I don't know. They're not like insanely smooth other than like occasionally I'll get like a little bit of like acne on them, I guess. Like they're mostly smooth, but occasionally I don't know why either. Or I don't maybe it's razor burn? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I don't know. I mean, I have fairly good skincare though. Um but yeah, I've hold on. I think my cat is trying to exit the room. I'm going to go let her out so she doesn't like get angry. Okay. Before, before I let you out, Reese, I want you to say hi to chat. Yeah, you want to say hi to chat? You want to say hi to chat? Hi. Say hi to chat. Yeah. Mm. Mm. All right, I'll let you go. Be free. Sorry. Um, I didn't know you had a cat. Yes, I have a cat indeed. But she wanted to exit the room. So I decided that before I let her go, um, before I let her go, I had to show her. I had to show her to the oh jeez channel. Your cat is so cute. Yeah, she is. I think all cuties have a cat. I have no idea. I mean, I guess it depends. But yeah, I love my cat is adorable. I agree. She's just she's so affectionate too. Like she's just like the sweetest little thing. I have a dog, so I guess I'm ugly. You're not ugly. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like ultimately it's more like I don't know. I've always loved both dogs and cats. I think I just love like cute animals in general. You know, I'm the kind of person that like I don't know, will get like I'll get sad if I see one of those like like those whatever like vegan uh like those vegan propaganda almost videos where it's like this is where your food comes from, and then it's like the really like it's just like these cute little cows, and I'm just like stop it, no, that's not where it comes from. And then like so like when I eat it I just pretend like, oh, it just appeared out of thin air basically because I don't want to think about it. And so like I don't know, like I feel bad about it, but it's like if it tastes good, like I can't help it. Like I'm not gonna just eat vegetables all the time because vegetables taste bad, and also it doesn't matter because the animal was gonna die anyway. So I d- like it doesn't make a difference. I don't think. Yeah. Um. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just, you know what? I'm a mess. Okay. I'm a system. Okay. You know what? I can't even think about this. But oh, I just realized I have it as top chat instead of live chat. Oops. I, you know, look, okay, you know what? I'm, okay. Like all the spicy chats are gonna be in only in live chat rather than top chat, I think, usually. So, it would be bad to miss those. I love cute animals too. Most animals like me. Uh, maybe animals are just really nice to femboys like us too, I guess. Yeah, I agree. Um, do you live alone? No, I do not live alone. I currently live with my parents. I know. Even though I'm 18. I know. I'm a failure. Shut up. I know. Um, yeah. Look, it's for mental health reasons, okay? I'm basically just taking a gap year before, you know. Um, yeah. The cat my grandma has is warming up to me. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think usually, especially with cats, like it takes them a while to like get used to each individual person. Like they're always gonna be like a little bit hesitant at first, except for my cat. My cat just enjoys interacting with people in general, but that's not normal. You're not a failure. I don't know. I feel like I am, but maybe I'm not. No, you're right. You're right. I shouldn't say that about myself. You're not a failure. A bunch of people, uh, due to just asking, um, because on your other channel, it seemed like you lived alone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was out at college basically. I wasn't alone though. I had a roommate, but I just timed my recording slash streaming sessions for when I was alone in my dorm. But I ended up taking a medical withdrawal because my depression was getting really bad. And I don't know. I still feel kind of bad about that. I don't know. I feel like I know it's like I don't know. See, there's a reason I have gone through quite a bit of therapy. Okay, there's a good reason behind it. Um, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just have very poor self-image. Sometimes I'm very confident, though. I've been more on the very confident side lately, I will say. I'm living with my grandma, TBH. Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I could have done better. Like, I know that, like, look, I know I made the right decision by taking a medical withdrawal and getting therapy because I seriously needed it. So I went through hospital, part-time hospitalization, and, intensive outpatient program. But, yeah, it's like I know I did the right thing, but it's like I still feel like I'm, at the very least, missing out on something. It's like I feel like I'm not doing what everybody else is doing almost, which I don't know. It's like it's very isolating. And it's like all of my friends from high school are in different states, and I'm just kind of here, I guess, for now. And it's like I made quite a few friends at the college I was going to, but that's hours away. Um, well, you have time though, don't beat yourself up. Yeah, I shouldn't beat myself up. We love and support you. Aw, thank you. It's not your fault. Yeah, what Daniel said. Yeah, I don't know. I feel it is and it isn't. I mean, I did the right thing, so I guess maybe it's not. As long as you're enjoying life, it's fine. See, but I don't always enjoy life. I feel like I'm incapable of enjoying life sometimes. I just feel like no matter what I do, I just feel like I don't know. I just can't do things that aren't basically just me isolating myself. And I think that the YouTube thing helps because it's like at least I'm interacting with people online. Um, but do you care if people treat you with respect? Generally speaking, yeah. In bed though, if you're like, I will say that like in bed, I may or may not have a thing for degradation. But other than that, yeah. Look, I'm sorry. Um, I do this. Yeah. I just wish that okay. I feel like I will say that streaming though, and just talking to chat is really therapeutic. I like this. Like not the debate streams. Like those are fun, but not therapeutic. This feels therapeutic almost because I'm not like playing everything up. I'm just being me. I'm just being like open and just saying things that are just true, but like feel personal. I don't know. It's like I don't know who else to say it to, but like I sort of just I don't even know. It's like sometimes I just feel so lonely, you know? It's like I feel like I'm just in such a weird state where it's like now I'm like mentally healthy enough to like start talking to people, but I feel like it's such a I don't know. And I feel like I'm just gonna I don't need therapy. Therapy needs me. Hell yeah. I will say, I think I did say some pretty good things in group therapy sessions that might have been helpful. I hope at least. I hope I didn't give any bad advice. Unless I was like doing it like or well, no. I hope I didn't give bad advice in general. Bad advice is bad. I know. Um but yeah, I sort of just I don't even know. I'm like I look, I don't as long as you take care of yourself, you know you're doing great then. I mean, I suppose. I mean, it's better than what I was doing before. Like, it got to a point where, like, I was like, I would go, like, multiple days just where I just wouldn't eat. Like, I would just lay in bed. Like, I would only get up to, like, go to the bathroom, and then I would go straight back to bed. Like, it was terrible. Um, well, go at your own past, but, at the same time, don't push everyone, away. You need to find the right amount of communication and isolation. Yeah, I feel like whenever, um, it's, like, hard to, like, trust people, right? Because, like, it's like I feel like whenever I do trust people, I feel like I just get screwed over, you know? I'm lazy too. I feel like it's not just laziness, though. I feel like there's more to it than that. At least for me. Like, it's not that, like, I'm not. It's not like I'm just like, I just want to relax and I'm just chilling. I mean, I do that too sometimes. But most of the time, the reasoning behind it is because I'm too fucking miserable to do anything. I just can't bring myself to do it. It's, like, hard to convince myself to do the most basic shit sometimes. Even just getting out of bed. Like, it's just like, because, like, it feels like there's no reason to. Like, why would I get out of bed? What do I gain from it? Nothing. Life sucks, kind of thing. I don't know. It's like I'm trying to move away from that, but you know, yeah, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the communication and isolation thing, it's like it's so hard to find the right balance and to, like, set boundaries without pushing people away, because I feel like if I set too many boundaries, I'll push somebody away and then they won't like me. And then if I set too few boundaries, then I'll just get, like, used. Um, you need some positive influence. I suppose. I don't know what even is a positive, uh, influence, though. Same, it might be ADHD, which is also a mood. Yeah, I definitely have ADHD. I was diagnosed with it a long ass time ago. But yeah, I it definitely doesn't help. I will say that much. It definitely makes the problem worse. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I feel like if I get close to someone, like, the only reason that they want to get close to me, and I know this isn't true, but, like, it's, like, hard to not think about, like, oh, there's a good chance that this person doesn't actually care about me. They just want to get close to me so that, like, I'm, like, open and trust them and tell them stuff, and then they use it against me later and take advantage. I don't know. It's because like, it's not just, like, an irrational thing either. It's like, because it genuinely has happened, right? Like, it's like I really want, like, a romantic relationship with someone, but it's, like, terrifying because it's like the experience I've had with that is awful. And it's like when all I have is, like, this awful experience, or basically, like, uh, you know, I don't know. I have autism, same. Were you ever at the stage of you thought of self-harming, but then seeing it's not worth it? See, I've never been a self-harm person. Like, I've always just started, like, it was always, like, if I was gonna think about something like that, I would just go straight to suicidal thoughts. Because for me, it's like, even though I oftentimes might hate myself a little bit, it's like I don't want to like, inflict pain on myself. The reason I'm miserable in the first place is because I'm experiencing pain. so I don't want to add on to that. The reason I would commit suicide, though, is to end that pain. But obviously, harming myself without it being fatal, I feel like would be fruitless because, um, you know, uh, if gender isn't intrinsically tied to biological sex, would you limit gender expression? I honestly think you have a good spirit for finding truth. What? If gender isn't intrinsically tied to biological sex, where would you limit? Well, I wouldn't limit gender expression. It's all arbitrary anyway. Gender is just the so okay, let me break it down. So there's a difference between sex, gender, and gender expression. So sex is the biological aspect. Are you born with a dick or a vagina, or maybe you're intersex? Who knows? Gender is your internal perception. How do you see yourself? How do you feel about yourself? And gender expression is the way that you present yourself to society. So there's a distinction to be made. I saw your debate with Darth Dawkins, and you were intellectually honest, even though Darth can be an asshole. Yeah. Well, he was. Well, he was he was talking a lot, but he didn't want to hear what I had to say, and he was misrepresenting my points, which really pissed me off. It pissed me off to the point where I felt the need to watch my own live stream and say things that I felt like I couldn't say before. I don't know if you saw that part where I basically destroyed his arguments after the fact, because his arguments aren't actually strong. He's just a manipulator, basically. Too adorable to end your life? I hope so, I guess. Hello, CatboyKaiTV. Welcome to the stream. I don't even know what this stream is anymore. Man, I don't even know. But yeah, I feel like this stream has been like an emotional stream. Just me, saying things, I guess. I don't know. I think probably, yeah, sounds about right. But yeah, I think it's better to do a stream like this than to not, at the very least. Event stream, hell yeah. Assuming a reduction to absurdity. Wait, what? Oh, I think I know what you mean. Would gender, how you see yourself, ever be limited? Sorry if I'm not articulating it succinctly. As long as you're trying. So, because gender, at the end of the day, is just this arbitrary societal standard, I don't think, because ultimately, because it's a societal standard, it's a way of putting people into boxes. Typically, we either get put into the man box or the woman box. And in these boxes are different sets of expectations. Now, where gender abolition has plays a role, it's not actually being okay, the word gender doesn't exist and everybody must be the same. It's actually quite the opposite. There are 3 forms of gender abolition, and they're not contradictory. They actually are complementary, and they're just different ways of achieving the same thing. So the first way, and I'm just going in the order of what I've learned about, I guess. The first way is to expand these boxes infinitely so that everything fits inside of the boxes. The second way is to just tear down the boxes entirely. You can draw these. You can draw imaginary little boxes around me if you want, but don't get fucking mad at me if I, cross all the lines. And if you tell me there's lines, I'm gonna go out of my way to cross as many as possible. And then the third way, which I'm not entirely sure about, but the third way is like just creating infinitely many boxes, just like so shit like xenogender. Now I don't know too much about that, so I don't want to talk too much about that because I'm not sure whether I'm not against it because it's not harmful, but like I'm not like necessarily in favor of that kind of stuff either. But I'm just putting it out there as maybe that is potentially one form of it, at least according to some people. Um, uh, Welcome to the stream, Kiko. Um, Thank you for sending hearts in chat, guys. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, Dari. Can how you see yourself be anything? For example, what? Let me think. I don't know what you mean by that. You're very knowledgeable. I hope so. Xenogender is in a weird spot. Yeah, I don't know. The reason I don't attack or defend it is because it's like I don't because in order for me to be against it, it would have to cause some sort of like objective and measurable harm, right? But nobody has been able to demonstrate how it's a good thing either. So I'm not going to like defend it necessarily, but I'm not going to be against it. Even if I don't understand it. It's like it doesn't cause any harm. If someone were to for example, say they feel like a cat, for example, I'm not trying to be degrading. I'm just trying to run the gender idea towards its limits. Interesting. Yeah, that goes into the whole like the xenogender territory, which I feel like a better person to talk about that with would probably be Demon Mama, who's another political streamer. She makes really good stuff. I don't agree with her on everything, but I think that her takes are pretty good for the most part. I'd say she's probably more left-leaning than me, though. So, I would say that I personally don't see a use for that, but for me to actively be against it, you would have to like prove some like tangible harm that's caused by people identifying as a cat. Like sure, I might think that it's silly, right? I do see that as kind of silly, but I'm not gonna like get mad at somebody for like labeling themselves that way. Like if that's how you want to label yourself, that's how you label yourself. Now, if you expect everybody else to label you that way, that might be a little bit of a different story because then it's sort of like, because, language has to have some sort of utility, right? So if I am talking to somebody and I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna bring a cat over to your house, but then it turns out that you end up bringing a person who identifies as like there might be a case like that, okay, where it's like, okay, there's no utility to that, so that would not make any logical sense. But somebody referring to themselves as a cat in of itself does not have any issues, even if it doesn't make sense. How would you feel if I said you had a malformed brain, but that it's not in any way connected to your worth as a person? What? What do you mean by malformed? Fem is a negation of boy, and the other way around. Are you a zero and what? What are you like trying to be funny? It's not working. You're just kind of cringe, my guy. I'm sorry. Just bad joke. I assume I'm being charitable by assuming you're joking. Because if you actually are saying these things not to be funny, but because you actually think this way, then I'm sorry. I'm gonna say the Keffel's word, but you're genuinely fucking retarded. Anyways, sorry. I kind of get it. People who are neurodivergent are more susceptible to xenogenders, but IDK, if it's really that inclusive to mix LGBTQ plus with other topics, with other than gender/sexuality/expression. Yeah, that also gets into the when does it stop being gender thing. Like, can your religion be your gender? Like, there's so many questions that need to be asked. The reason I don't talk about it that much, even though I think these are valid questions, is because I just don't care. It's like such a small minority of people that identify this way that it doesn't affect me. I have never met somebody in real life who identifies as xenogender or who uses neopronouns, so I just don't care because it doesn't affect me. So that's why I mainly stick to the things that actually matter. Um, for example, people have all kinds of taboo behavior or kinks. If this is acceptable as a mainstream, a social construct, would you, for example, oppose bestiality? Well, yeah, because animals can't consent, so that's rape. Now, if two consenting adults were to have intercourse, and part of their fetish is one of them is dressed up as an animal, I would see no issue with that. But animals can't consent, so that's a false equivalency. It's a straw man. I am being logical. It must be like kryptonite to you logic. So you are teleologically diffused. Either you are malformed in the brain or are culturally corrupted. My guy, are you using Google Translate? Are you like a third worlder? And you're like, you don't speak English, so but you like vaguely understand like a few words that I say every once in a while, and you're just kind of guessing, and then you're just like writing whatever in like Arabic or some shit, and you just write it in Arabic, and then you into Google Translate, and then just copy and paste whatever the result is. That's what it sounds like. Um, I'd like maybe on Sunday you could VC me. You could get into the fucking VC and debate me. This is a bit of a dumb question, but how do I reassure my parents I will become a teacher and I won't be a femboy forever? Asking for a friend. I don't know. I mean, do they think you'll be a femboy forever? I mean, maybe, but it's like I don't know. No, you are an idiot, xenophobic at that. Well, I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. The way you're wording it just sounds like it's Google translated. You clearly don't even understand what you're talking about anyway. And if you're gonna be like transphobic or homophobic or whatever the fuck, and you're against femboys, don't then try to morally grandstand and cry about xenophobia. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you can't grandstand while, being a shitty person, okay? I mean, you can, but you just look fucking stupid. If you only know Scooby-Doo language, these terms are alien to you? No, it's just that you're not necessarily using them correctly. Or you're using them to try and sound smart, but you just sound like you're using Google Translate. That's what it sounds like. It, like, just talk like a normal fucking person. Like, you look like an idiot when you don't. It just looks like you're pasting it into Google translating it and translating it 20 times. Satanist? Well, I don't believe in God or Satan. So, you know, it's a fact that there's different cultures. It's xenophobic to identify there's different cultures. Yeah, exactly. Like, some cultures are objectively worse than others. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. Like, I'm sorry, but a culture where women are forced to cover their faces and where being gay is illegal, I think that is a... No, it's not just I think. I know for a fact that it's objectively worse than the culture here in the United States of America. Like, I'm sorry, that's just a fact. And if you disagree with me, you're an idiot. The consent part is a good line, I agree. Can age be something that is a part of a gender identity? No, because it is just a number that marks the number of years you've been alive on the planet for. And if you can, and if age is based on a self-ID thing that has all sorts of other ramifications that I don't even want to get into. A satanic freak? Nah, you're just mad. You're just mad because I'm right and you're an idiot. Francis, do you want to debate me in like a voice chat, perhaps? You are a woman wannabe stink dick freak? What the fuck is stink dicked? What are you even saying? Yeah, I don't believe in any deities. It's like, what if I just don't give a fuck and I do whatever the fuck I want? Then what? I'm not worshipping anybody. I just do my thing. And I generally do things that don't take away from society. You know? Fight me IRL, bro. Can I feel young or old? Is that a problem for gender identity? And it's, well, no, the issue with self-ID for age, from a legal standpoint, is then you would have, you know, people using that as, like, a method to underage drink, for instance, or it could be a legal, like, you wouldn't want that to be a legal defense for a literal pedophile, right? Like, oh, well, I was also a minor because I identified as 13 years old, sir. Please, I swear I'm not a pedo. I just identify as 13. Like, obviously, like, because consequentially that has negative outcomes, we can't do that, right? So, because there is a tangible harm there, that's why I'm against that. But if there's no tangible harm about teleology, just fucking debate me about the Femboy thing. Just debate me about Femboys, okay? I know this isn't a debate stream, but here we are nonetheless. Discord.com. Alright, hold on. Let me paste the link to my Discord in chat. Hold on. Sorry. I need to invite people. Edit invite link. Never expire. Generate a new link. Here we go. Alright, hold on. Let me... My Discord. Bro, look, I'm not gonna argue in terms of, like, technical, like, philosophy. Okay, what? Let me look up. We will need a topic to join. I already gave you the topic. We're gonna debate about femboys, not random yapping. Well, if you say things that are incorrect, you know, yeah, the topic is femboys and why you have a problem with it. Okay, it's a femboy stream. So, well, you seem to have a problem with me being a femboy, so you better have a good fucking explanation for why. I want to know why you think it's wrong. And if you can't explain it, then it's because you're wrong. Is the only reason that you don't like femboys because you say so, or what? Because that's all you've managed to, that's like all you've established. Just join my Discord, and then at the top you'll see my Discord account. Just, my DMs are open, so just message me. You're saying that gender identity is not related to biology or material. Well, there's a difference between correlation and causation. Most people are going to identify with the gender they're assigned at birth, but it is not fair to then make this prescriptive claim about everybody, right? Because there's going to be exceptions, right? Gender identity, if it's a feeling, then you say age is similar, but age laws are for not harming. Would it be logical to oppose gender identity for people under 18? No, because people identifying with a gender they weren't assigned at birth, no matter how old or young they are, causes no tangible harm. So you would have to establish. I think it's wrong to proclaim that absolute identity should be discarded in favor of favorism? Shut the fuck up. You have to explain why there is a tangible, objective, measurable harm. Okay? That is what you have to defend. If you can't, then you are wrong. Because every single action is justified as a freedom until there is a logical reason for it not to be. So if you can't establish any sort of objective harm that's caused by it, then you're just wrong. And it's just your feelings. But, obviously you're too much of a pussy to admit that. But, anyways, are you gonna get in the fucking Discord and debate me? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to message me on Discord. I linked. That's liberal ideology? No, it's just objectively correct ideology. It is called, in a sense, it is one of the most basic forms of utilitarianism. You do not have to agree with that? No, of course, you are not obligated to agree with it. You're just objectively wrong. You will have to establish you have to give me a good fucking reason for why you disagree with that. Because to me, you just seem like you're mentally insane. Because you agreed age restriction was necessary? No, I'm saying that you can't... Self-ID doesn't work for age because it causes objective and measurable harm. And what I mean by that is saying that you are a different age than the number of years that you have been on the planet for would cause objective and measurable harm, especially from a legal standpoint. Because then, if you have a pedophile who's 46, well, their legal defense could be, well, I just identify as 13 years old now. Right? That is an objective harm of that, right? There is no objective harm from somebody identifying as a man or as a woman. You will forgive my drunkenness? I don't have to do anything. I'll be as polite as you are, maybe. Sure, but I'm not... it's my fucking stream. I can do whatever I want. I'll be as charitable as possible to you until you give me a reason not to be. Welp, I thought this was going to be a cozy stream. I'm sorry. This person was saying stupid shit in chat. I apologize for crude language. I don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. Just get in the Discord and debate me. I'm waiting. Like, just stop typing dumb shit in chat and fucking debate me. Fucking hell. Calm down, cutie. I'm sorry. Hey, Francis. I'm waiting. Get in the Discord. DM me. I'm waiting, bro. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Francis, what's taking you so long? I linked the Discord like 5 or 10 minutes ago. What gives? Are you gonna get in the Discord? Okay, once you get in the Discord, just click on my name at the top. It's under Femboy God. You'll see Femyoz. My DMs are open. Just call me directly, okay? I don't know what the fuck is taking you so long. Like, are you stupid? Have you never used Discord before? Like, what's going on here? You think he's gonna message you on Discord? Well, he fucking better, or I'm just gonna perma-ban him from my chat. Because if he doesn't, then he's a waste of time. And then he'll just get perma-banned. I don't think he wants to get perma-banned. So. I'm waiting. Oh, Francis. Mr. Francis. Discord. No, I'm technologically not aware. Oh, so you're probably either you're like 45 years old or you're retarded. Or both. I would assume both. How do I join the debate? You can be next. You're in. Okay, DM me. Private message me. Click on my name, Femyoz, on Discord. And private message me. It's not hard. Just getting a black screen. What? I don't know what to tell you. Are you on Windows XP or something? Getting a black screen. What? I think you need a... I was a Buddhist monk for 20 years? I don't give a fuck. If you don't want to be judged... Oh, God. Oh, nah. Don't judge me. Well, you judged me first, you dumb piece of shit. So if you don't want me to judge you, then stop having such dog shit opinions. God damn. Bro really can't figure out Discord. He can't figure it out because he's on his, like, 20-year-old, like, you know, like, broken computer in, and his Wi-Fi isn't working because he's in, like, some, like, third world country war zone. My guy, it's not complicated. You click on the link, and then you join the Discord server, and then at the top, you will see my name, Femyoz. You will click on that, and then you will view profile, and then message me. It's not hard. Oh my god. Bro. Francis is on the second PC ever made. Nah, for real. You are not very tolerant, are you? Oh, the irony. Oh, so it's okay when you're intolerant, but as soon as I'm intolerant, it's a problem. How old does people have to be to come here? I'm just curious. I guess there's not really an age requirement, but just be aware that my content is more mature. It's for a more mature audience. Clicking on the Femyoz avatar, nothing's happening. Well, you need a new fucking PC then. Hold on. Yeah, you know, maybe... No, it goes both ways. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm insulting you, you dumb piece of shit. Because you were talking shit about me, and now you don't like the fact that I'm talking shit about you. If nothing is happening, maybe you should upgrade your PC. Maybe the problem is you still have a GeForce 256. Fucking hell. Francis, are you like a troll? Are you like deliberately being stupid? I can't tell. I can't tell if you're like joking or what. Hold on. Hold on. Alright. If you don't know how to DM me, there's an alternative solution. So, Basically, just go on the Discord, you see where it says live debates, and then my name, just click on that and join that. Okay? Yeah, bro's using a Texas calculator? Nah, for real. TI-84 Super? Nah, that would be too advanced. No way. My brother is transgender, terrorized me for years? Sounds like a skill issue. Sounds like you're crying over nothing. I assume that you mean your sister, because I'm assuming that it's a trans woman, because you're transphobic, and that she identifies as a woman, and you have a problem with that because you're a piece of shit and you're subhuman. Hello, Remy Starlight. Welcome to the stream. I guess I spawned in the middle of an argument. Yeah, this dude was talking mad shit. Okay, bro. Discord, the layout of Discord is not that complicated, my guy. Bro, an 80-year-old could figure this out, okay? An 80-year-old would have figured this out by now. Like, you're an actual moron if you can't figure this out. He got a PC from the Central Ohio garbage dump? Nah, for real. Can we get a pot stream sometime? Maybe. No, my brother transitioned, drank himself to sickness. Oh, never transitioned. Drank himself to sickness? Then why did you say that your brother was transgender? What the fuck? Well, I can't? What do you mean you can't? It's a link. You just click on it. It's not hard. Are you just here to fucking troll? All right, you have 5 more minutes, and then I'm just gonna straight up perma-ban you, because you're wasting my time. If you don't want to debate me, then don't, but... Francis, do you even have... He is gender dysmorphic? Do you mean gender dysphoric? Gender dysmorphic. Oh my god. You're trying to sound like you're smart, but you're an idiot. I can't get in. Have you tried clicking on the link? Help me in the 5 minutes? What do you want me to do? All I can tell you is click the fucking link and join the Discord. No one is blocking you, you fucking idiot. You have 5 minutes to get in the Discord, or I'm just gonna straight up fucking ban you from my chat, because you're wasting my time. Holy fuck. I'm drunk, asshole. Yeah, I can fucking tell. I'm convinced he's not on a device. He has to be on potatoes. Yeah, nah, for real. I seriously hope this is just, like, a troll or some shit. Like, maybe this is, like... Maybe it's, like, a YouTuber, like, getting reactions out of Debate Bros for, like, a video. I don't know. I hope it's that. Then I get featured in a video. Gender dysmorphic is a species having wide morphological differences in gender. Gender dysmorphic. I think you mean gender dysphoric. Okay? Gender dysmorphia. Is gender dysmorphia even a thing? Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah. There's no such thing as gender dysmorphia, you fucking idiot. Oh, is there? Yeah, there's body dysmorphia. Whereas gender dysphoria suffer no distortion. I think I have body dysmorphia. Or I have both. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still figuring myself out. Step by step. 1. I clicked. Wow, good job. You want a cookie? You clicked the link. Congratulations. It's about fucking time. Now join the goddamn server. Idiot. Are you, no evolution? Is that you? Then it says, welcome to Discord, and your name. Alright, well, when you get in the Discord, just say who you are in general. Are you in the... What is your Discord name? Can you just say what your Discord name is, Francis? No, I didn't block you. You didn't do the verification thing, you fucking idiot. Oh my god, you're so stupid. Just say your Discord name in chat, okay? God damn. You're an actual idiot. You gonna say your name in chat or what? Just put your Discord username in chat, okay? Surely you're able to do that, right? Surely you're capable of that at the very least. You don't have... What do you mean you don't have a Discord name? Then make a Discord account, you fucking idiot! Oh my god! You're an actual clown! Like, you're an actual moron. Yet, that's probably why you can't chat in the Discord. Because you don't have an account, you fucking idiot! Oh my god. This has to be a troll. I magically have Discord? Well, how else do you think you would join a fucking Discord server? You fucking idiot. This isn't fucking 4chan. You have to have an account. Oh my god. It takes like 5 seconds. Dude, even an 80-year-old could figure this out faster. Bro, my grandma could figure this out faster than you. And she's in her 90s and has dementia. He is either drunk or he has never used Discord. Well, I think he's both. And he's retarded. Even a drunk even someone who's like head over heels drunk would be able to figure this out. Whose uncle is this? Yeah, I hope no one's. Assume that registering to something you have to register is not an axioma, idiot. What? What are you talking? Francis, you could have told me 20 minutes ago. Well, I assumed you were intelligent enough to be able to create a fucking Discord account. So, you know, I was being charitable by not talking to you like you're a 2-year-old. But now I know that I have to talk to you like you're 2. So, I'm ready to talk if you want. Yeah, sure. One sec. I'm assuming you're Johnny Utah. I'll just invite you to speak. Invite to speak. Okay. And then if by the time we're done with this discussion, the clown buffoon in chat, Francis H, hasn't figured it out, he's just getting banned. No, it has nothing to do with intelligence. No, it has everything to do with intelligence. You're a moron. You're a moron because you're transphobic and because you can't figure this out. Anyways, yeah, if you were actually intelligent, you wouldn't be struggling to figure this out, and you wouldn't be transphobic, because no intelligent human being is transphobic, period. There's no such thing. Unless they're a grifter and dishonest. Hello, Johnny Utah. You wanted to have a discussion with me, I assume? Hello? If you're talking, I can't hear you. I'm not transphobic. Yeah, okay. No, you're not transphobic. You just hate trans people and think that none of us are valid, and you hate femboys. Yeah, okay. God damn. People are... This dude is so stupid. Holy fuck. Let me, just say something when you're ready to debate. Someone who claims to be Buddhist, but then they are transphobic is pretty dumb. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Francis, if you're not in the fucking Discord by the time I'm done with this debate, you know, then you can get fucked. Okay. Alright. Invite to speak. Alright. Can you say something?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hold on, let me just make sure, yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that the audio levels are good. I think they are. Anyways, what did you want to talk to me about?
Yeah, I got the last invite and I tried to unmute it.
But
I
it
don't know what
wasn't
happened
working.
previously, but
Fair enough. Alright, well, what do you want to talk about?
well, yeah, we were having that conversation about gender identity, and I guess some of the mainstream philosophers will say that it's not tied to anything biological or material.
Well,
And I guess the problem I would have would be, like we were talking about with age, is in some contexts, your age is not really tied to your biological material age. It's how you feel. And you
well,
said that, well,
sure, but we need to have some way of drawing certain lines so that, you know, for instance, there needs to be certain lines that we draw so that we don't have, like, 46-year-olds fucking a 13-year-old, right? Those arbitrary lines, yeah, they may be arbitrary, but they exist for a reason, and it is a good reason. Like, there is some functional purpose they serve, whereas gender doesn't really serve very much utility at the end of the day.
okay, I guess my point of contention would be it's pretty obvious. I mean, at least most people who are saying there should be age restrictions when it comes to any variation of relationship. So I guess with that type of, like you said, there should be lines and there should
Well,
be a
yeah,
consistent methodology.
it has to be drawn somewhere. Like, that's just how it just has to in order for it to work as a system, right? So that's why.
So I guess would you use the same consistent methodology and draw a line at when you should be able to have like a transition surgery, for example? Because that would seem consistent.
Well, a surgery, for instance, if you're a minor, you wouldn't be getting the surgery because that's irreversible. Puberty
Or
blockers are
drugs, just like whatever.
puberty blockers are reversible. Like, that's just a scientific fact. So
Okay, like
it allows them
I don't
to make
agree with
the
their.
it allows them to make the decision when they're older and more mature and ready to make that decision. Because otherwise they would be
Okay,
forced to go through the puberty that they don't want. And that's not fair.
okay, I will. For argument, like for the conversation, I'll just like hypothetically assume that's all true when it comes to the surgery
Which it
and the
is.
medication, right?
Which it is. There aren't kids that are getting surgeries.
Well, yeah. Let's just grant all
And if
that
there is,
all that's happening.
then yeah, I'm against that if that happens, but it really doesn't. So
Okay, but like, try to hear me out
it's
because
just something
it's not so much about.
conservatives say to make trans people sound scary. That's literally all it is.
I agree. Fear mongering is so productive in any philosophy.
Okay, good.
So like, let's just grant the medication thing, like you said, computer blocker, the surgeries, all the points you just made the past couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have to have a consistent methodology relating towards how we relate towards the material, like biological sex, biological age.
No.
So,
The issue is these are not all the same things. Identifying as a man or a woman doesn't make it any easier or harder to take advantage of another person. Whereas
well,
age does.
but they're intertwined, aren't they?
No, they're not.
Well,
Age and gender have nothing to do with each other.
well, the related. What I'm trying to like
Age
put
is something that we measure, that people are measured external. Like, there is an external mathematical measurement called age that is applied to everybody. It is literally
but
just
you
a
agree that
measurement. It is
different
literally
domains,
just
right?
a measurement of how many days have you been on the planet Earth for. That's literally it. That's all there is to it.
No, I agree. But you agree
Okay.
there's two different domains to age, correct?
What do you mean? Could you be more specific?
Someone can be biologically 35 years old, but they could feel older or younger. In some
Yes,
cases, like you might have a
people
situation
age
where
at
someone
different rates, but
has a
again,
mental illness.
right, but that doesn't change the number of days they've been alive on the planet. And again, it's
Of
the
course,
reason why.
just
Well,
like
hold on.
gender
The
identity
reason
doesn't
why
change
we
your.
can't. Well, the reason why we can't just be like, oh, your age is based off of how old you feel, is because, one, you are stating something that is mathematically incorrect, and two, that could easily be taken advantage of, especially in legal situations.
I agree.
Easily. So there is an objective and measurable harm that would be caused. There isn't one
This is
for
the
gender.
point I was trying to make. Or go ahead. Did you have further points? Or
No. Go ahead.
so you're right. Like, age has restrictions because it can cause harm, and it doesn't matter if a 35-year-old person feels like they're 15 because there's a common sense approach where someone could be taking advantage of someone, not just sexually, but in a business,
Well, yeah,
whatever it may be.
and I'd like to clarify that there's a good chance that they don't actually feel 15, and that they're just saying that as a legal defense in that type of world, right? Because
See,
there's no way to
that's where the
verify. There's
philosophy
no
is
way to verify.
inconsistent, though.
It's not inconsistent. Because the
Can I
philosophy
explain
boils
why?
down to, is there an objective or measurable harm? If the answer is yes, then maybe there needs to be measures to prevent it. If the answer is no, then there don't need to be measures to prevent it. I think that is fairly consistent.
So I think, like, when we're having a lot of different moral questions, one thing that's really important, at least in my experience, is things have to be philosophically consistent.
It is.
They have to be coherent in different domains.
I think
So
it's very consistent from like mostly a utilitarian approach, yes.
I agree.
Okay.
So setting that aside, if we agree that age is obviously in the material. Like, you could take
Right.
someone who just died, or you can even take fossils, for example, and you can date when they were.
Sure, yeah.
So it's a concrete thing.
Correct.
It's a material thing.
Correct.
But someone can also, similar towards gender identity, can feel younger or older for a myriad of different reasons.
Well, the social construct there would be your level of maturity.
Correct.
Now, I will say.
So the question. So here's the question. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I think, again, the issue there is, yeah, the social construct would be maturity, but that only goes so far. It's very hard to determine how mature somebody is. We need to be able to, when it comes to age, because of how easy it is for people who are way more experienced and older to take advantage of people that are younger, you know, that's not something where we can just be like, well, we'll just give them the benefit of the doubt, because bad actors would take advantage of that. Because there
But
are
it's not
already...
just age, right?
Well, no, it's not just age. It's also the amount of
It's
experience you've
nuance.
had. It's also, yeah, nuance and the amount of experience you've had. So, no, even if you're a
Okay,
really mature 10-year-old and you act like you're 20, you don't have the same experience as a 20-year-old. So you could still be taken advantage of by a 35-year-old, even if you're smart
I agree.
and mature. So
I want to try to pin down this methodology here. You and I both agree that maturity or how you feel is a social construct.
for the most
Do
part,
we
yes.
agree?
Mostly, yeah. I would say that that's fairly accurate.
Okay.
You could get
So,
more
in the
specific, but
same
yes.
token, the same methodology is used for gender identity or gender expression. I feel if I'm like a woman, for example, and I like women's clothes and I like women's
Then
mannerisms, right?
then yeah, you would be you could, I mean, do you see yourself as a woman? Like, do you genuinely
No,
see
I'm
yourself
just
as a woman?
speaking hypothetically.
Okay, well, in that hypothetical situation, do you see yourself as a woman? Genuinely.
Yes, in this situation, yes.
Okay, then you would be you would be a woman then. That would be your gender
Okay.
identity. It wouldn't change your biological sex. You would still have been born of the male sex, but in terms of your identity and your internal perception of yourself, you would be a woman. And there's a good chance that you would express yourself outwardly to the world as such, which would be your gender expression, which is usually, but not always, going to be aligned with your gender identity.
So, I think this is where the point of contention is, and I'm going to try to be as succinct as possible here.
Of
Me and
course.
you both agree that gender and maturity are social constructs. And we both
For the most
agree
part,
that
yes.
maturity, for example, has obvious restrictions for age. Because even if you're 15 and you're super smart, there's restrictions on where you can work, etc., or relationship, etc.
Yeah, but that's
If,
because those
if that
restrictions... Well,
methodology,
hold on, hold on. I want to stop you right there. Those restrictions are there specifically to prevent objective and measurable harm from occurring. There are no such restrictions that would prevent that when it comes to gender identity, other than, oh, maybe don't give minors bottom surgery, right? Like, okay, obviously, yeah, maybe you shouldn't get bottom surgery as a minor. No shit.
but you're saying, listen, you're saying one domain metaphysically is restricted because of harm. And then you're
Yes.
taking the same type of methodology and saying the other metaphysics aren't restricted because of harm.
Well, because there's no
You
harm.
understand there's a contradiction?
There's no contradiction because there's no harm when it comes to gender identity.
Okay.
Can you provide me with an objective and measurable harm caused by somebody
Of course.
choosing to identify a certain way when it comes to gender?
Yeah. So do you think, for example, this is why I asked you the earlier question, and I want to say I appreciate the conversation because I think this is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
You said that, remember I asked you in the conversation in the chat, I said, where would you limit the gender identity or expression?
I'd
Because you
like to...
are limiting age
Right. I would
because of
limit it
harm.
if it... Yeah, I would limit it if somebody's gender identity were to cause an objective and measurable harm, then I would say, yeah, okay, maybe don't do that. For instance, if you
Now
decide...
you understand that
If
can't
you
be
if
arbitrary, right?
let's say you make your gender identity the N-word. Okay, yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that, for example, right?
Well, I don't want to get into a racial debate,
Yeah, let's not get into that.
but
But
yeah, just for hypothetical terms, yeah, you shouldn't say a word that's offensive. There's nothing productive in saying a
correct.
word that's offensive.
Correct. So,
So where would you? I think we're kind of losing track of the conversation, but let me try to recalibrate.
I think you have
You're
to judge
saying
it
you
on a
would.
case-by-case basis, right?
Well, it has to be consistent.
Well, it
The
is consistent.
domains
If
in
you
one
judge it on a
metaphysics can't
case-by-case
just be
basis,
arbitrary.
if you look at each individual case and you say, does this cause objective and measurable harm? And if so, where is that harm coming from? And is there a way to prevent it ethically?
Okay, but is age case by case basis?
Well, hold on. Age,
Is
we
a
need to
social
have...
construct.
Right, but again, if we don't have those restrictions for age specifically, there are objective and measurable harms. There aren't any for gender. You have not provided me with one.
Well, you just said that in one metaphysics, a social construct of age could be harm.
Yeah, because
and then the other
because
aspect,
there is. Because
gender
there would
identity,
be.
I would consider that a metaphysics.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they both cause harm, right? You have to establish why that specifically causes harm. Because it has nothing to do with age.
And now I'm trying to recap. This is why I was trying to recalibrate the conversation. Remember how earlier in the chat I said, where would you limit the gender identity? This is why I kept bringing up as a counterexample age. You're saying you limit it at 18, for example, for harm.
But you're not changing the number of years you were born on the planet for. And we use that.
But that's a biological age. We're talking about the social construct.
Yeah, but we still need to know. Generally,
for example,
for legal reasons, it is good to know what the biological age is. Because at the end of the day, we need to draw the line somewhere. Because otherwise, if we don't, there will be an increase in harm. That is not the case when it comes to gender identity. I don't see why that's so complicated.
Because societies in different cultures, the Roman Empire, for example, they would draw that line at 12 or 13, like in Romeo and Juliet. Or
okay, that's irrelevant. The point is, you have not established...
Of course it's relevant.
No, it isn't. Can you give me a single objective and or measurable harm caused by somebody identifying a certain way with their gender identity? Not age, gender identity.
Okay, so before I answer the question on how gender identity could be harmful, we first have to set the parameters on, would you limit any gender identity?
I'm sure that if you come up with some niche example, I'm sure maybe, yeah. And again, I'm not specifically in favor of xenogender. I don't even want to talk about xenogender because I don't really have a position on that. I'm talking about mostly binary trans people and then just non-binary broadly as an umbrella term. That's all I really want to focus on. So you have to establish why those things would cause any objective or measurable harm. Can you do that?
So would you put any... Well, I can't... This is what we established harm with age,
right? No. You can't weasel away from that. You have to answer the question. Is there an objective or measurable harm that is caused by people choosing to identify as man, woman, or non-binary?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes? Okay, what is that objective or measurable harm? Tell me.
So, if you say male or female or non-binary, now,
right,
there's an obvious lack of concrete standard in that metaphysical idea.
No. I'm not asking about metaphysical standards. I'm asking about a measurable objective harm.
Well, it would be tied to the social construct, wouldn't it?
No. Give me an objective and measurable harm caused by people choosing to have those gender identities.
From a young age?
In general.
So you said, when I was listening earlier, you said that you're against surgery, right? So that wouldn't be a
for minors, yeah. But I would be in favor of them having puberty blockers because the scientific consensus is that is the best course of action if a child is suffering from severe gender dysphoria. That is just the medical consensus on the matter. Like, that's just a fact.
Okay. So,
So
I guess the tangible harm would be not having a limit that is actually philosophically grounded
what?
on gender identity.
You have to be more
You
specific
said
in terms of what is a way that this could negatively affect people.
so. Like, have
You
you ever
haven't
heard
even
of a
given like a
reductio ad
hypothetical
absurdum?
example, let alone a real world example.
So, like, have you ever heard of a reductio ad absurdum?
I've heard of it, but you might need to refresh me just so
It's
we're
just a fancy
communication.
way of saying it's a reduction towards absurdity. So you take an idea,
Mm-hmm.
like gender identity, that's not tied towards the material,
Right.
and you run it towards its most absurd course,
Right.
right?
Sure.
And if you're able to do that, and that says something about the gender underlying fundamentals of your idea.
Okay. Wait. So
Do you
wait,
see
where are
where
you
I'm going
going
with
with
this?
this? No. Wait. Where are you going with this? Just kind of get to the
So
point.
if it's possible, I'm sorry, I'm echoing.
It's okay.
If it's possible for you to have a metaphysical gender identity that's not tied towards your biology, whether you have a vagina or a penis.
It's generally like a social thing. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Do you understand within the human psyche, there's all kinds of mental kinks, aberrant behavior that people identify with.
Okay. So what is the harm being caused?
So, for example, if a 10-year-old child wanted to identify like a cat, from the earlier question I asked you in the chat,
Oh, okay.
how would
Yeah.
you
Then
oppose
they
that
identify as
metaphysically?
a cat, and then they probably grow out of it. Cool. I don't care. Can you give
Okay,
me
now we're
an
getting
object?
somewhere. We're getting
Can you
some. No,
give
we're
me
getting
an
somewhere.
objective or measurable harm, please?
I am. I am. We're getting somewhere. You just conceded a point.
I didn't concede
So you said
anything.
a child. Hold on. A child could grow out of it.
Well, they probably
So
would, because generally speaking, most people don't actually feel like that is their gender identity, right?
I got you in a gotcha moment.
No, you didn't.
Yes, can I
You
explain
can
you
try.
why?
You can try your best, but
So we
go
have
ahead.
all kinds of examples of standard gender identity, especially at a young age, where you have tomboys
Oh, okay.
and they
And
grow out of it.
sure, but that's not always going to
Could
be the
that be?
case.
Would you concede?
But you don't not. But there are many instances where they don't. And that's the whole point
Okay.
of puberty blockers,
See,
is
this
to
is where
make
the
sure.
hang up
The
is.
whole point of puberty blockers is to ensure that, oh, this isn't just something that they're going to grow out of. That's why it exists.
So
Or not
how
why
would
it
you? So
exists.
here's the
That's why
thing.
it's used, or that's why that's a part of gender affirming care, right? Puberty blockers
I
have
agree.
existed before that, right? So what
I
is the
agree.
issue?
So the issue is, how would you ever falsify the distinction between someone who grows out of an identity and doesn't?
You don't have to. Why would you?
Of course you do.
What function would you need that? What function would that serve?
Because do you understand that? Oh, let me ask you this question. Do you think
If they grow out of it, then they end up
putting
stopping. If they
say
don't,
that
then they
again? I'm
don't.
sorry.
If they grow out of it, then they stop that behavior. If they don't grow out of it, fine. That's their decision, I guess.
Okay. But the question is, this is a social construct,
Okay.
right?
Sure. Right. Yeah.
So in either direction, whether you're the craziest Marxist leftist or you have posters of Hitler in your room and you're a total determinist,
Yeah.
there's going to be there's going to be a worldview that is implanted on people, correct?
Right.
Okay. So how would you draw a distinction where someone is a tomboy, for example, right?
Oh,
And you're saying they'll grow out of it?
No, I'm saying that
But
they
how would
could.
you know what the
But a
correct gender is to begin with?
tomboy is not a gender, by the way. Gender is the internal
I know that's a
perception.
colloquial term.
Yeah. Okay, so what is your point?
But being a tomboy might be. It's like we all know what a tomboy is. It's a girl that likes to play
Yeah.
baseball, play football. She
Uh-huh.
has masculine
Right,
ideas about herself.
but
Correct?
a tomboy doesn't identify as male. A tomboy identifies with the term
Non-binary.
woman. Well, they could be
Would it
non-binary,
be
but generally they're going to identify as female.
okay?
So you are conflating gender and gender expression right now.
No, I agree with you. I understand the difference.
Okay. So what is your point then?
But they're related, correct?
They're related, but there's not. But just because there's a correlation doesn't mean that one is necessarily indicative of the other.
Of course. That's why
Okay.
there's a debate.
All right. So
let's get back to what the original question, because I think I was going to undermine your point
the
here.
original question is: can you provide me with an objective and measurable harm that is caused by people
Yes.
choosing their gender identities? Okay, go on.
Yes.
Tell me what it is, because you haven't done that.
So you agree that gender identity is a social construct?
Yeah. Can you just tell me like a harm that's being done to society instead of just like trying to like weasel your way around?
The social construct would be something that a young person doesn't fully comprehend. That's why you have the tomboy
Okay.
example.
Okay, so if they don't fully comprehend it, that means it's a bad thing?
Well,
Well,
that's an interesting question,
yeah.
because you would agree it could be harmful, right? It could be.
Well, you haven't demonstrated that it could be. I don't think it could be. Just identifying a certain way, in general, identifying as male,
Well, you're
female,
saying,
or not.
here's the thing.
No.
It's a social
Identifying as
construct.
well, hold on. Identifying as a man, as a woman, or as non-binary. None of those things are harmful.
And children.
Period.
Can children have a existential 30,000-foot view, say a 10-year-old, on their gender identity or expression?
They don't have to.
Of course they do.
No, they don't. Because at the end of the day,
Okay,
the
why
most
don't
that would
they?
ever happen is they go on puberty blockers, which are reversible. They're not going to make any permanent decisions.
But it's not just puberty blocker.
Yeah. They don't go on hormones until later on HRT.
No, but it's
So-
if you're talking about messing with the psyche of children.
How is it messing with the psyche?
So this is why I said,
do you have like a source on this? Do you have like a study? Do you have like a study or something that's been done that proves that
I'm not
this is messing with their
quote
psyche?
any crazy like conservatives like Matt Walsh. I think it's more productive having a conversation about it.
Well, hold on. Do you have a source? Because surely, if you're gonna make this claim about their psyche, you would have some sort of source, right?
Is it a social construct? You said it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but that doesn't.
So we're talking about a social construct, societal behaviors
but that doesn't
are being
mean that. But you're
implanted
saying
on children.
you are saying that it would somehow harm their psyche when there's no evidence of that. How would it harm their psyche?
Would it harm their psyche if it was going against the child's gender identity?
Yeah, probably. If your
Okay,
child
how did you
said
determine that?
Because if you give birth to and you have if you have a child who is your son, and then your son tells you that they actually want to be your daughter and that they want to be a girl, there's a good chance.
How old are they?
It doesn't matter. They could be 5. It doesn't fucking matter. Rather than just shutting them down and not listening to them, you might want to ask them questions about it. Like,
can I undermine that point? Because I think you made a mistake. I think you
go on.
Might have a contradiction.
Like,
so your gender identity is, at least the parameters you put on, were male, whatever male is.
Yeah, man
Because
or
we can't
woman or
define what a
whatever.
male is. We can't know what
The male
non-binary
in
is. We
terms of
can't
the
just...
male gender, not the male sex. There's a difference, by the way.
Yes, I agree. I understand the distinction.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
I'm not trying to equivocate on both definitions.
Right. Okay, I just wanted to make... yeah. Okay, go
So,
on.
try to follow me here, because I know we both interrupted each other a little bit, and it's not the flow of the conversation.
Sure.
So, this is a social construct.
Yes.
And you're
Correct.
saying, well, there could be a moral way of doing this where a 5-year-old sits down with his father and says, you know what, Dad, I feel like he's a boy biologically. I feel like a girl, Dad.
Sorry, you were cutting out a little bit. Could you repeat that? Something about them being
Okay,
a boy?
so we agree this is a...
Yes, we agree it's a social construct. Go on.
But here's the problem. You're saying when the little boy tells his dad that he feels like a girl, that's
wants to be addressed
also
as such.
derivative of a social construct, correct?
Sure.
Okay. Do you understand how that's contradictory?
No, that it's not contradictory. There's nothing
Can I
contradictory
explain
about
why?
that. If somebody, yeah, go try
You're
your
saying,
best.
listen, you're saying that gender identity through time immemorial is a social construct.
Yes.
Right?
How is that a contradiction?
Because what you're saying is when a little boy says, you know what, I feel like a girl. Because
not just I feel like I'm a girl. I think I might be a girl. There's a distinction there.
Yes, as far as gender identity.
So they see themselves as a girl, yeah. So
okay.
What is the contradiction there?
Because in one hand you're saying society is set up a certain way for these social constructs. They encourage young boys to follow their biological sex, whatever that means. And then you're saying, well, we're in postmodernism and we've kind of figured this out. Well, then when the boy says, I'm a little girl, that's the correct social construct.
What?
That's
has
a
nothing to do with
contradiction.
saying that no, there's no contradiction there. I don't see
Which
what you're trying to...
social construct is correct?
What do you mean? Which social construct is correct? There is no such thing as an objective, a completely objective social construct that is objectively correct. Because at the end of the day, it's all going to be somewhat arbitrary. But my position...
They're differentiated.
But the way I like to define things is the way that serves the most utility while causing the least harm. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But I don't see... But
is that
I don't even know what...
Is the utility by creating an environment?
But defining certain social constructs can serve some sort of utility, yes. And the way we define them determines how much utility there is. What?
Can a social construct say towards religion, for example? I'm trying to...
Can we just talk about gender? I don't want to talk about religion right now, because that's a whole different discussion.
Okay. Let's try to recalibrate here.
You still haven't provided me with an objective or measurable harm, by the way. Just so you know.
Well, I think I said I saw a contradiction here.
I don't think you did. I think you pulled something out of your ass. There's no
the social construct before, Matt Walsh came around. For time immemorial, that's the bad social conditioning. Correct?
Wait, what does this have to do with the discussion? I don't...
Because you're saying gender identity, a lot of it is tied towards how someone feels, and then a lot of that comes from their environment
from the outside. Yeah, obviously it comes from the... Yes, obviously it comes... It is influenced by the outside world, but the outside world is not the sole dictator. It's called... There are multiple factors that can influence something. It doesn't... You are creating a false dichotomy. Okay, so let's go back to the example. You are creating a false dichotomy.
The little boy.
Uh-huh.
Let's go back to the example of the little boy.
Yeah.
Now, a little boy in the Roman Empire,
No, not in the
He
Roman
might be
Empire. I
brought
don't
up.
give a shit about the Roman Empire. Let's talk about a little boy right now. A little boy. You are a parent who has a little boy, and that little boy comes to you and says, "Hey, I think I'm actually a girl, and can you please refer to me as such?"
Yes.
You have a little boy named
I'm going to
Samuel,
demonstrate the
and now
harm
he wants to
if you
be
let me
referred
finish,
to as
dude.
Samantha. Okay, well,
I'm
get to
going
the
to
point.
demonstrate the harm if you let me finish.
Okay.
So there's a little boy at any time in the past, whatever.
Right now.
You know, in ancient times, in times of
No,
antiquity.
not in ancient times, in right now.
I am going to compare it to right now. You have to let me finish.
Oh, God. Okay, go ahead.
There's a little boy in ancient times.
Yep.
Go on. Most of the time, those little boys would be raised in a gender that would be commensurate with their biological sex. Is that correct?
Well, hold on a minute. No. What do you mean with their biological sex? Gender.
So you would agree?
What? Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Gender and biological sex are not the same thing. You've already acknowledged
that. I understand that.
Okay.
I'm trying to pinpoint down, create philosophical bedrock on what gender identity even is. Because I think you're being arbitrary with it.
No, you need to prove why there is an objective or measurable harm.
I'm going to do it if you stop interrupting.
Rather than just talking about all this unrelated shit. Because you're saying things that are irrelevant.
Okay. If a little boy in the past is in a different social construct compared to now, and the little boy now says, well, I feel like a girl, whatever that means.
Sure.
Is that or is that not arbitrary?
Well, it's always a social construct is always going to be arbitrary to an extent. That doesn't mean that it causes harm.
That's correct.
That doesn't mean that it causes harm.
Of course it can cause harm.
What is the harm? You haven't established that. Oh my God.
You just conceded that social constructs are arbitrary.
Are generally arbitrary. Correct? Yes. That does not mean that referring to your child as the gender identity that they prefer causes harm. You need to establish why it causes harm. Not that it's arbitrary.
If the gender identity is not tied towards biological sex,
a gender identity has
what is it tied to?
It is correlated with biological sex. It is not caused. It is tied to an internal.
Why is it correlated though?
Because generally speaking, it is going to be an accurate description, but you can't use it as a prescriptive claim about everybody because not everybody fits into the mold.
Construct.
Because not everybody fits into the mold. And for the people that don't fit into the mold, you want to know what causes the least amount of harm? Letting them identify how they want. There's a reason why when people get gender-affirming care, when trans people get gender-affirming care, why do you think the suicide rate goes down?
Well,
you think it's just a sheer coincidence? No, it is true. It's proven. Do you want me to pull up a study?
Okay, let's grant that it's true. Let's grant that it's true. You're still not creating a philosophical bedrock because you're saying
I don't need to create a philosophical bedrock. You need to prove that there is an objective or measurable harm. You have not done that. The burden of proof is on you, my friend. No, you haven't. You have not given me a...
What's your real name, by the way, or do you not? Are you not? Or just call you Femboy?
Just get to the point. Just tell me what the objective and measurable harm is. Not any of this philosophical whataboutism.
Because if you're not going to set parameters on gender identity, when a young child thinks they're Batman or an animal or an older age, you have no way of counteracting it.
Well, hold on. There's a different because you are saying that you are conflating social constructs with things that are not necessarily social constructs. Now, if your kid wants to pretend to be a cat, sure, or maybe they feel like they're a cat. Fine, whatever. You would have to then prove why that is an objective. And again, I don't want to get into the xenogender.
Because you would tell your child. You would tell your child, like when they watch a movie, for example, right? Sure. Hey, little Johnny, this isn't real. right?
Okay. Well, I would assume that. Well, I guess it depends on how old they are, but sure, whatever. Go on.
Look, we've kind of gone in circles, but that's my biggest problem with like a lot of
A movie isn't a social
Marxist thought.
construct, though. A movie isn't a social
Of
construct.
course, it's a social construct. Rated R, G. Those are all social constructs.
In terms of how it's perceived, yeah.
Okay.
But a movie
still can cause harm.
A movie being an objectively inaccurate portrayal of the real world.
You just said 20 minutes ago.
Is an objective reality.
That age, how you feel, it can get to a point where it can cause harm.
But you have not established how gender specifically would cause harm.
So, like,
you want to talk about everything except for gender. You want to talk about everything except for gender. Why is that? Is it perhaps because you're
No, we
wrong,
are talking
maybe?
about gender.
You want to talk about age and ancient Rome and shit like that and philosophical bedrock, when in reality, all you have to do is give me an example of an objective or measurable harm caused by somebody identifying a certain way. You have not done that.
Because you can have... No, dude. Listen. You could have a little boy. Because you don't want to put parameters on it. You could identify as something that's harmful.
If you have a little boy named Samuel, and Samuel comes to you and says, actually, I want to be Samantha now, and I'm a girl, and you would be a shitty person if you were like, no, shut up, you're a boy.
Well, let's test that hypothesis.
What do you mean?
No,
it is proven that not affirming somebody's gender increases suicide rates. That's just an objective reality. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This shouldn't even be up for debate.
That hypothesis?
What do you mean, test that hypothesis?
So, since you don't want to put parameters on gender, you would have to come to the conclusion that you would never counteract self-reporting gender identity, whatever that is, from a child. Do you concede that?
What? I'm only talking about male, female, and non-binary right now. Not xenogender. We're not talking about xenogender.
But if one is xenogender, like, do you think it's
xenogender is not the
consistent?
same thing? Xenogender is not the same thing. We are talking strictly about men, women, and non-binary.
But why do you draw the line there?
Because at the end of the day, xenogender and all that type of shit is very obscure.
You understand?
And it's not that I'm drawing a line. I'm not drawing a line. It's just I don't think that it is worth talking about, because at the end of the day, I don't think it is really relevant to the discussion. At the end of the day, the way I see it is, well, most of these xenogender people are pretty obscure. They're not hurting anybody, so I just don't care. Whether or not what they're doing makes sense or is logical, that's a different discussion. But I don't care if they're xenogender.
Are you familiar with, like, a little bit with psychology or mental illness?
Can you just get to the point? Oh my God.
You're saying you want to draw the line between male, female, non-binary.
No, I said that I'm not drawing a line.
That point.
No, I said I'm not drawing a line. I said I don't want to talk about xenogender because it's irrelevant to the discussion. It's whataboutism.
Why is it whataboutism?
Because it is irrelevant to the discussion. We are talking about male, female, and non-binary trans people. That is the discussion. We are not talking about xenogender or neopronouns. Those are completely different arguments.
Why are they different?
Oh my God, because men and women are the socially recognized.
It's a social construct, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's other social constructs or things that are called aberrant behavior. It's not just gender. It has to do with mental illness.
Can you just give me an objective or measurable harm that is caused by somebody identifying as a man, a woman, or a non-binary person?
I already did it like 5 times.
No, you haven't. You have not done so a single time.
Listen, dude.
A 5-year-old
5-year-old
saying that
that
you have a little son.
That could be harmful.
How? What is the harm?
What do you mean how?
What is the harm? If you have a son,
because you won't put parameters on it.
Okay, but you have to establish what the harm is. You can't just say, "Oh, well, it's because you're not putting parameters, bruh." You have to establish how is it affecting your child negatively.
Because
you have to give a direct causal link. What?
Is this, for example, is gender identity self-reporting?
Generally, I think that the most the best system to have would be self-identification. Yes, I am in.
Okay,
I am for the most part in favor of
you do understand that mental illness is also self-reporting.
Oh, okay, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about gender.
Of course,
identity.
we are.
No. I mean, I guess we're talking about gender dysphoria.
If your 5-year-old child,
but you want to know what the treatment for gender dysphoria is? I'll give you a hint. It's transitioning. What?
And you're saying it's transitioning, correct?
Transitioning and gender-affirming care are the best treatment we have to gender dysphoria.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's be philosophically consistent. Hypothetically assume someone is schizophrenic, correct?
Yeah, we're not. No, we're not going down the schizophrenia route, because at the end of the day, if you say
why
if somebody is schizophrenic and saying people are jumping out of the TV,
how would you falsify
that because it would not objectively help them. It wouldn't decrease their suicide rate.
Okay, I'm going to prove
it would increase it. If anything, it would make things worse. That's the difference.
Even if it decreased the suicide rate, it could still be wrong.
Wait, no. If it made them less likely, if it made them happier, then why would it be wrong?
You're talking about something
making somebody happier
inside
that's a bad
someone's
thing?
mind. It's metaphysical.
Okay, so.
Okay, so you have to falsify it. It has to be philosophically consistent.
How is me wanting to maximize human happiness? How is me wanting to maximize human happiness inconsistent? I'd love to know.
Because you could affirm schizophrenia and delusion.
Okay,
and that person might even report
are there any
happier.
benefits to that? Are there any? Is it been scientifically?
Yes.
Really? Would you like to pull up a psychological study that says yes, you should affirm these things? And tell them that the people talking to them through the radio are actually real, and that it's actually happening. Can you show me a psychological study that shows that there's is there a psychological study that says that would be beneficial? Yes or no?
Yes.
Give me the study then. Send it to me right now.
I just proved it to you, dude.
No, you didn't. You need to send me a study. You didn't prove anything.
Goodness.
You are just talking out of your ass.
Is gender identity self-reporting?
Yes. That is the best
schizophrenia
method.
Or a myriad of different mental illness.
Oh my god. Stop. We already established. Oh my god. Unless you can provide me with a source that says telling people that their delusions, their schizophrenic delusions are correct is beneficial to that individual. Unless you can provide that, then it is a false equivalency. Because we're talking about one thing. We are talking about one thing that does stop. We are talking about one thing that does decrease the suicide rate and another which doesn't. It is a false equivalency. One causes good, one doesn't.
Even if something decreases the quote-unquote suicide rate.
Which it does.
That could be help for them. You know that, right?
Well, if it decreases the suicide rate in that it makes them a happier person, because generally the main thing,
for example,
the suicide, obviously,
go ahead.
Obviously, preventing somebody from committing suicide in of itself doesn't necessarily make somebody happier. For instance, you could say, well, if it's physically impossible to increase the suicide rate, then yeah, obviously, the suicide rate goes down. But we are talking about we are using suicide as a point of reference because it is a point of reference to say, hey, this is, you know, people when commit suicide when they are extremely depressed and unhappy. We are just using that as a reference point. We are just using that as a reference point. And people are going to be suicidal way more if they're depressed and unhappy.
Do you think if someone is suicidal, for whatever myriad of reasons, should be trusted in any type of institutional situation?
What? What are you talking
about? Like to fly an airplane, to be a police officer, to be in the military.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because we're talking about
irrelevant.
Gender identity, about how people feel, and affirming how people feel.
Yeah, but you haven't provided a single objective or measurable harm to what we're specifically talking about. That is the issue. You have not substantiated any of your claims. You have not shown me why female to male transitioning is bad. You have not shown me why male to female transitioning is bad. You have not shown me why non-binary is bad. You have not demonstrated any of this.
Are you done?
I'm waiting for you to give me proof.
What? Why is someone who is depressed, quote unquote, bad?
No,
why is it
being
bad?
Depressed is a bad thing. That person is not bad or a worse person for being depressed, but them being depressed is a bad thing in that it would be preferable for them to not be depressed. And if we have the option for them to not be depressed, then that is the better option to take. Yes.
Okay, so why is it preferable not to be depressed, though? It's self-reporting.
What?
What if someone says, I like being melancholy? Like, there's people, you've heard the phrase, like, misery loves company?
Well, then, but they wouldn't benefit from doing that.
So it is okay to
So no one's going to do that. That would be like saying, oh, well, what if somebody who's cisgender just says they're trans? It's like, but they're not going to do that. And if they do, well, then that sucks for them.
If a 5-year-old boy doesn't have parameters on what a gender discussion is,
can you give me an objective or measurable harm? Not, oh, there's not parameters, bruh, so it's bad.
Okay. You don't think 5-year-old... What if a 5-year-old says, you know what, Dad? I identify as a bird. I'm going to go jump off a building.
We're not talking about trans species. We are talking about transgender.
Do you understand? You can't... You're saying you want to draw
We are talking about transgender.
You can't give reason.
Even if your 5-year-old says, I identify as a bird, okay, then what? What are you going to do as the parent? Be like, no, shut up. You're not a bird. You're a person. Or you're just going to be like, okay, I guess you're a bird, and maybe you don't believe them, but there's no, like, just play along, right? And see what happens.
You do understand, like, when people are having philosophical
and I'm not saying you necessarily have to do that, but I'm saying that would not cause harm.
Okay, but you do understand. The reason I'm bringing up the bird example, because in all the times in philosophy, people take it to its most logical end. Correct?
It depends, really.
Okay.
It depends on what
it doesn't depend. It's parameters, but it's not parameters.
Hold on. Again, you're being very vague.
No, I'm giving you a specific example. The 5-year-old boy.
No, you have not. You have not given me a specific example. You have not given me one instance in which this would somehow harm the child. You have just said, well, it's harmful because there's no parameters, bruh. That's your only argument you've made. It's fucking meaningless.
Should thoughts coincide with reality?
I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by coincide? That you have to be that they should be like
when I drive my car, I have to drive in the correct lane, correct?
Sure,
I can't feel that I'm going in a different lane.
Yeah, but gender identity is a social construct. So it's again completely irrelevant. So this is whataboutism once again.
So what are the consequences of saying gender identity is a social construct?
There are none.
That's why we're giving the example.
There are no negative consequences. At the end of the day, you would have to substantiate some objective or measurable harm. And again, we're specifically talking about
you understand children. children have all kinds of thoughts about all kinds of different issues.
Okay,
Hanging out with a strange neighbor, or
what does
I
this
don't
have
know,
to do with anything? What does this have to do with their internal perception of themselves? How is this relevant?
Because this is the consequence of separating gender identity from biology.
No,
it
not
runs
necessarily.
amok, dude.
No, it really doesn't. You have not given me one example oh, it just throws them off, bruh, is not an argument. You have to demonstrate how it's throwing them off and why it's negatively affecting them, and what the actual real world ramifications are. Not this dumb pseudo-philosophy bullshit, okay? Stop beating around the bush and just say what you actually think directly.
So, the 5-year-old, he identifies as an animal.
Yeah.
Would you use the state to stop that?
What? Wait, what? Could you repeat that? Would you use the what to stop that?
You're saying, listen, this gender identity is a social construct. It's male, or you want to say it's male, female, or non-binary.
Generally speaking, yeah.
But what if someone defines male as something more different?
Your internal perception based on a whole fucking myriad of things. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be arbitrary to an extent because that's what a social construct is. So at the end of the day, just basing our definitions off of what causes the least objective harm is probably the best course of action, because no matter what, it's going to be arbitrary. And if you think that gender needs to be that needs to coincide with sex and that everybody should be forced into these boxes, what about intersex people? How does their gender coincide with their sex?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, because sex is bimodal. Not
correct.
Binary, it's bimodal. So
are they mutually?
So that would mean that by your own logic, that you should acknowledge the fact that gender is a spectrum.
No, I'm assuming I'm doing an internal critique of everything about
gender
identity.
is a spectrum, is it not?
It's a social construct that it's self-reporting, that it's not related to your biology. Like you just said, it's intersex, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're exploring in the conversation, what are the logical consequences of not tying gender identity towards biological sex?
The logical consequences.
It matters because
the logical consequences
has to make rules.
Yeah, but what are those? What function do those rules serve? Who does it benefit to tell your 5-year-old child that you must conform to these specific arbitrary societal standards when it would literally harm nobody if you decided you wanted to do something a little bit different?
I'm asking you about this internal critique, where you would stop. Where would you draw the line? You're saying, well, I just want to talk about male,
when
female,
there's provable harm,
and non-binary.
In an instance when there's provable harm, that's when I draw the line.
Okay.
Okay, well, you haven't proven any harm, so.
Of course.
So can you prove some sort of objective or measurable harm caused by trans
yes,
people?
A 5-year-old can identify as something that can be dangerous in any different
we're
ways.
Talking about things that are not dangerous. We are talking about non-dangerous things. If they identify as somebody who is going to jump in front of a railroad track or a train on the railroad tracks that is moving at 100 miles an hour, yeah, maybe they shouldn't identify as that because that would harm them. Okay, yeah, no shit.
Because that's an
because the railroad tracks objective
there, right?
and measurable harm, is it not? But you have not provided an objective or measurable harm for identifying as male, female, or non-binary.
I would argue that anything that doesn't coincide with reality will eventually cause
What are you using to determine reality? Because, again, it's a social construct. There is no objective reality to it. It is just arbitrary standards that we as a society have generally agreed upon.
You don't think it's arbitrary?
It is arbitrary.
You don't think it's arbitrary?
No, I'm saying it,
by your own word.
No, I'm saying that it is arbitrary.
Okay, let's say it's arbitrary.
It is. Gender is arbitrary.
Is harm arbitrary?
I mean, I suppose it would be based on the amount of the net
Because you're
positive
talking
and
about
no,
when you're talking
stop,
about gender
stop,
identity.
no,
You're talking
stop.
about gender
I'm
identity.
talking when it comes to harm. I mean, sure, you could say, well, maybe it's not bad to cause harm. Maybe harm is good. Okay, well, then you're just ignoring obvious axiomatic principles that, let's be real, we both share. So we shouldn't
No,
go
no, no, no,
down
no, no,
that
no, no,
route.
no, 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 no. We don't share the same axioms. That's
What
the
is?
point.
But why?
Because this is a class of worldviews.
Sure, but again, why? So you think that it's good to cause harm? Because that's your position.
Well, if you're a postmodernist, we don't know what harm is because it could be deconstructed.
No, it's based on the amount of negative. It's the net negative and positive emotions caused by something, which is an
Okay,
objective
Tibetan
thing.
Buddhists, when
Which
they
is an
burn
objective
themselves, is that
thing
harm?
because it is literally a chemical reaction that occurs within your brain. So yes, it is
You
objective.
just said it's a social construct.
No, I said
Now you're
gender
saying
is a
it's
social
objective.
construct. The negative and positive emotions people feel, things like serotonin production, etc., those are all objective.
Is a negative emotion a social construct?
What? No, it is. I don't think that a negative emotion is just a construct. It is an objective chemical reaction that occurs within your brain.
You're saying that we should affirm gender identity.
It might be things that are social
to avoid
constructs
to
that
avoid
influence
harm.
that as a reaction, but that your brain reacting a certain way is not a social construct. It is a chemical reaction.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
There are many.
Are you saying?
No, there are many psychologists, for example, that will say that a person's environment, depending on how it can change, will change the I forget the word, but the actual physical
Sure, but
physiology of the brain.
Yeah, but the physiology of the brain itself is objective. So you're missing the point. I'm saying that the physiology itself is objective. Now
Hold on.
Now stop. Things that are arbitrary might affect that. In fact, they do, and that is why I even care about something as arbitrary as gender.
But this is the reason, and I do appreciate this conversation because I think one area where I think you are wrong is gender identity is a much deeper conversation about like materialism versus the metaphysical.
Sure, but
because you just said, for example,
Sure,
you think that the physiology of the brain is objective.
Yes.
And there are all kinds of problems with that, dude.
No, there isn't. There really isn't.
Of course there is.
Like what?
Do you understand if you, for example, put a person in a high stress environment, the literal physical brain, at least if you are assuming we're material, that has problems, it changes.
Okay. Temporarily, yeah. So
okay, so the question is in the beginning.
Why are they?
You're saying we want to affirm gender identity because you want to avoid harm.
Why are they in that environment in the first place? Do they want to be in that environment? Are they willingly there? What do they get out of it, etc.? So
yeah, those are all moral questions.
Okay, so how does this relate to
gender identity is a moral question.
Okay, so why is it immoral for somebody to transition from male to female? Why is that immoral?
Because we care what the truth is.
What do you mean
if you can't
the truth?
Set parameters.
What do you mean the truth? What truth is being denied here?
It's just like Pontius Pilate said, "What is truth?"
Hold on a minute. There is no truth that is being ignored here.
There is no truth. There is truth. Is there truth that gender identity must be affirmed?
A trans person acknowledges the sex they were born as. Because let's say I'm born as a male and I transition into a female. If I was going to not be truthful, I would say that I am a cisgender female.
How do you know that when they self-report their gender, that's what they are? Is it just because they self-report it?
Yeah, that is how they identify. Yep. That's how they
That's
identify.
a problem, dude.
Why?
Because it's not you're drawing arbitrary lines. You're saying, well, it causes harm not to affirm their gender
other
identity.
arbitrary lines which have a more negative result to it. Because at the end of the day,
you're saying
there
net
is
negative.
there is no completely 100% consistent way of defining gender.
Let me ask you this question. Let's just say you're 100% right.
Which I
affirm gender identity. Okay.
Which it is proven to decrease the suicide rates, etc. Blah blah blah. You can look all this stuff up.
You're discussing harm.
It decreases harm.
How would you define a non-arbitrary objective stance toward that moral question?
Could you be more specific?
You're saying we must affirm gender identity.
Because morals are not objective in of themselves, but they can be influenced by things that are objective, and you can construct arguments.
If morals aren't objective, and you can't say that you're standing in the truth, saying you must affirm moral gender identity.
Okay, but that applies to your stance as well. So
what's my stance? I haven't had.
Well, hold on. That would apply to anybody. Yeah, sure. It might be my subjective opinion that killing people for no reason is bad. But
that's a problem, though, dude.
No, it's not, because we can agree that even though it's objective, or sorry, even though we agree it's subjective, let's say, we still agree.
So, for example,
we still agree that it is beneficial for broader society, just for people in general.
Is beneficial for society arbitrary?
What? We do things.
What is beneficial for society?
Oh my God. There's a reason that we agree on certain moral axioms, is there not?
There's also a reason we disagree.
Okay, but you haven't proven why. You haven't given me a good reason to disagree with the, I don't know, every action is justified as a freedom until there's a logical reason for it not to be.
Is justice just some Marxist aspect of power that moves back and forth?
This has nothing to do with Marxism.
Or is it a real...
Stop.
Of course it does, dude.
No, I'm not a fucking Marxist. Stop.
Marxism is not just...
I'm not talking about Karl Marx right now. I'm talking about a moral axiom.
Yes.
Okay.
Our moral axiom.
Why do you disagree? No, stop. Why do you disagree with that moral axiom?
Why would I disagree?
Yeah, why do you disagree?
I first want you to establish why.
No, I want you to disagree, or sorry, establish why you disagree.
You're running away.
No, I want you to establish why you disagree.
I would disagree because anyone in your worldview could affirm anything, not just related to gender, but anything.
No,
I could say, you know what? I feel sorry for these people, so I'm not gonna
You've already said something incorrect. No, we've already established that if it causes some sort of harm, like for instance with the age thing,
is harm objective?
It depends. I mean, there can be things that based on our subjective definition of harm that we agree upon. If we assert that those definitions are true, then based on those definitions, then yes, they would objectively.
Do you think part of the reason
there are things that would objectively fall under that definition.
I agree.
But we arbitrarily assign certain series of syllables to mean different things. That's the whole point of language.
Well, language could have a postmodern critique too.
Okay, but
and that
either way, I don't want to get too much into language critique and whatnot, because that's not what I'm here for.
You brought it up.
I know, but I was just giving an example. I don't want to shift the debate.
So, for example, because do you think gender identity should be confirmed or affirmed? Excuse me. Because this was a social group throughout the past that was oppressed by power structures, like societal norms?
No, it's because it makes people happier. and doesn't negatively affect anybody.
Why do you think what is happy?
I already said that it is a series of chemical reactions that occur within your brain, things like serotonin production, etc. Now, obviously, we can't always measure these things very precisely in your day-to-day life.
So happiness is when you have higher
but ultimately,
serotonin
there
levels.
is some amount of objectivity to it, yes. But
there is objectivity to it. Have you ever read Brave New World?
Stop. There is objectivity to it if we agree that happiness generally describes a certain set of emotions. Emotions are...
It's a mental state, correct?
Stop. Emotions are caused by chemical reactions that occur within your brain. So, there would be a set of chemical reactions, which them occurring in your brain is an objective reality. And if we have assigned a certain definition to the word happiness, then yes, it would describe those and not others.
The material, I don't want to get into the conversation about solipsism because the materialist paradigm has all kinds of problems. Like, there are a lot of assumptions in there. But
we have to make assumptions sometimes, right? Because otherwise it would be kind of inefficient. For instance, we assume that killing is bad for the sake of efficiency. So I don't have to argue why killing is bad every single time I have a debate.
Okay. Is it true that killing is bad? Or is it...
We all agree that it is, yes.
Social contract?
Well, again, there's a reason why we all agree upon things.
We don't all agree, dude.
Yeah, maybe there's a murderer who thinks killing is good. I don't care.
No, it's not just murder, dude. Like,
I'm giving you an example of how, even though it may be subjective and arbitrary, we should still treat some things like givens because they're mutually beneficial to everybody.
For instance,
it should be
justice.
For instance, it should be a given that because gender affirming care benefits the mental well-being of people who receive gender affirming care.
What do you mean by benefiting the mental well-being?
What I mean by that is it makes them happier. Oh my god.
What is happy?
Oh my god! We keep going back in circles. I've already established this. Because you're saying ignoring the fucking point.
Listen, dude. Listen. You're saying some social constructs, are only affirmed because they're agreed upon.
Sure.
And then on another token, on the flip side of the coin, you're saying, no, this is objective because it makes them happy.
Well, no. Well, hold on. I'm saying that based on our definition of what happy is, that yes.
What is the definition of happy?
Stop! I've already explained this. It is a series of chemical reactions or different versions or different things that occur within your brain physiologically. Yes. So, in order to...
do you think some people disagree on what a happy mental state is?
Well, do you think... in terms of their own internal experience, and how they feel, no, I don't think that if you go to a trans person and you're like, are you glad that you transitioned and that your life is that you have the more serotonin production or some shit, and they're like, no, I don't like that.
So you're saying gender identity is being affirmed. The reason that
I'm saying that it being affirmed makes people happier. It increases what we would define as chemical reactions that make us happy in the brain. That's what it does.
So basically what you're really saying is the reason we want to affirm gender identity is because when you affirm gender identity, I get the same feeling when I eat a Big Mac. It releases serotonin.
Right. I don't want to get too much into like the sciencey stuff, but so because like again, I'm gonna get some technicalities wrong, but again, you get the point.
You don't think this
is
problematic, dude?
No, I really don't.
You won't set any parameters on gender identity. The parameters you do set on.
I won't set any parameters until there is some. I won't set any parameters until there is an objective and measurable harm.
You haven't defined harm.
Oh my god! Is there something about... All right, fine. You know what? Let's use the Google definition of harm. That way there's no disagreement. Harm
Is the
definition.
Google definition of harm something that's agreed upon?
Hold on. Okay, well, I guess this is...
You're the postmodernist.
Stop. To have an adverse effect on, okay? That's probably... You know what? Either way, harm is... would you say that, for instance, if you were to chop somebody's arm off, would that inflict harm?
I would say it's harmful, but according to your philosophical worldview...
Well, no. Would you say it's
can't
harmful,
say it's
yes
harmful.
or no? No, I would say it's harmful.
I would say it's harmful.
Okay, good. So why, according to your own logic, is it then not harmful to ban gender-affirming care and have the suicide rate increase?
Because you haven't even defined what gender identity is, dude.
No, I don't have to. You have to establish why it's bad.
Of course you do, man.
No, I don't. Because at the end of the day,
So you wanna
all of the
affirm
medical
gender
institutions
identity, but
agree
you don't know
that
what gender identity is.
it betters the mental health of trans people.
How does it better the mental health of trans people? Because of
Why
self-reporting?
don't you do your fucking research? Let's see here, all right?
Dude, why are you cussing at me, man?
Gender...
But this
oh
is
my god,
just
you're actually
talking, dude.
You're actually retarded. Hold on. Gender affirming care.
Okay, is the standard because
Statistics.
let's say the suicide rates go down. Is that the
Yeah,
standard?
it's because they go down, which is basically pretty much indicative that they are happier. So they have less reason to commit suicide.
Okay.
Okay,
What's the
let's see what the
meta-analysis of the
findings
study?
are. All right, actually, I don't know if that's a reliable source. Hold on.
When you say the suicide rate goes down, how much does it go down? I'm not familiar. I haven't read the study.
Let's see here. All right, this is a .gov site. Good.
I still think it's problematic, but just for the sake of argument.
You still think it's problematic? Why? Because of your feelings?
Because you
feel
can't
like...
define what harm is, dude.
No, it's because you can't prove that there is a harm.
In order to prove something, you have to
is,
state the truth.
Doing something harmful means that it... Because it's complicated.
It's complicated or it's true?
What? What is your definition
Okay.
of harm? What is your definition of harm? We'll just go by that.
You're shifting the burden.
No, stop. What is your definition of harm?
Why don't you want to answer it, dude?
Because I don't give a fuck. I want to know
Why are
what
we
your
having a
definition of
conversation
harm
now?
is.
I think you do.
What is your definition of harm?
I would
Do you
say-
not have one?
Yes.
Okay, then what is it?
I would say anything that is outside the truth
What?
is inevitably
Oh
harmful.
my god. Okay, yeah. Are you just here to troll?
Dude,
Are you being like retarded on purpose, or is this like, or are you genuinely this fucking low IQ?
you can't even identify what gender identity is, dude.
Oh my god, harm is
You can't
something that
identify what
causes
harm is.
a series
You
of
can't
negative
identify the
emotions to
parameter.
occur. Harm is
You say
something
it's a social
that
construct, but then it's not a social construct.
if
because
I
it
do
causes
something,
objective harm.
if I
But then
do
you can't
something,
define harm.
stop. If I do something that hurts somebody, that makes them feel hurt or worse off.
What is hurting
That
something?
is stop.
What is hurting someone?
It is determined by, well, one, their emotional state, and two, generally, you know,
Why is hurting
it can
someone's
be determined
emotional state harmful?
by how they feel, most likely. Now, again,
So
how you
harming someone
respond,
is based on
stop.
how they feel?
How you respond to that is going to vary on a case by case basis. But when it comes to gender, the best course of action is always going to be
So wait a minute.
gender affirming
It varies
care.
on hold on. It varies
Because
on
yes,
a point
you can
by
come up
point
with
basis
some
on
other
issues of
instances
mental state.
where let's say, oh,
but not gender identity.
there's somebody that feels like they should kill somebody, and then oh, it would make them feel bad if they couldn't. Yeah, no shit, but then that causes other issues that would cause harm to other people. And again,
So for example, have you ever heard of tough love?
I don't. Oh my god. But that's not what the. But oh yes, tough love.
No, we're discussing.
Why don't you talk about it? Why don't you tell that? Why don't you tell that to the trans kid hanging from the ceiling fan?
Okay, the trans kid that's hanging from the ceiling fan.
You want to know why they're hanging from the ceiling fan? Because of dumb fucks like you who advocate against gender-affirming care. Get the fuck out of the call, you dumb piece of shit.
If someone
Bye.
is suicidal.
Yeah, bye.
Wow.
Fucking retard. Literally just going against the scientific consensus. Asking dumb fuck questions. Holy fuck. Wow. That dude was embarrassing. Like, his entire thing was just straw man arguments, misrepresenting my points, failing miserably, too. But goddamn. And defining harm based on truth, quote unquote, is also obviously false, because if you think about it for 5 seconds, less than 5 seconds, hopefully, you will quickly realize, well, for instance, I could go up to a fat person and bully them because they are fat and be like, haha, you are fat, LOL. You are overweight because you ate too much McDonald's. What I'm saying might be the truth, but it still causes harm, does it not? But oh my god, my brain cells are just, whew, god. I need to recuperate my brain cells for a bit. I don't think I want to do any more debates. Oh my god. Actually, well, this person's raising their hand. Hold on. Invite to speak. All right, Don Quixote? Is that what that is? Don Quixote Squivo? Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. Anyways, you are deafened, by the way. You might want to undeafen. Okay, there we go.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you're good. All right, what do you want to talk about?
I mean, hang on. I'm getting an echo for myself. Is there a way to fix that?
I'm not sure.
Alright.
And I'm probably gonna end the stream soon, just so you know.
Yeah, no, I don't have much to say.
Alright.
Last guy was really awful and
Oh
stupid
my god, yeah.
and just ran in circles.
Oh my god, for real.
But, like, I sent a message. I have some personal experience with, like, hormone blockers, and I've been on E for a little bit now.
Okay.
And it's not like something you can just walk up to your dad and say, like, "Hey, I'm a girl now."
Yeah,
For,
exactly.
like, months, like,
yeah, you have to show gender
months and
dysphoria for
years of
6 months, I think, at the very least. Like, severe gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have to do, like, very, like, in-depth research about, like, informed consent of, like, I know the risks, I know what's gonna happen to me, I know what I'm not gonna be able to reverse.
Yeah.
It's like, it's this misconception that, like, you
Well,
could
and
just
what these
decide it on a whim.
Yeah, and what these people fail to realize is that the quote unquote natural puberty is also, like, just as irreversible. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
it's like there's no logical consistency there. And they cannot identify a single objective harm. Like, they fail to realize
Really.
that in order to take a negative stance on something and to be against something, they have to provide some sort of, like, objective harm. I don't know. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, no problem. No, not really. Thanks for having me on
Yeah, of
just
course.
for this little bit. Also, congrats on 500.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
All right, have a nice day.
Alright, have a nice one.
Anyways. Anyways, anyone else who wants to debate me, I guess, Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. CST. Francis H, you're lucky that debate was long. I'll debate you on Sunday. I trust you to come back on Sunday. unless there's like some good reason for you not to. Hello, honey buns. Welcome to the stream. We just finished a great debate. Very smart individual for sure. And also, my cat's trying to get it. One sec. I don't get why people debate me more when the title is not explicitly debate me live. It's like last time it was like we got no debates, and then on a Femboy stream where I wasn't planning on debating, I didn't even want to debate, to be honest. A lot of it was debate. Like it went from like the most like chill, like soft, like comfortable stream to just, you know, loud, angry debate. All right. Goodbye, Remy Starlight. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll just watch the VOD. All right, yeah, but yeah, I try to make the streams like enjoyable as VODs. I hope I do a good job. Like something you could listen to like as a podcast or a VOD, I think is the best form of content. Mommy, this is getting complicated. Yeah, he was really awful. Yeah, he was. About time you hung up on him. You won this debate. Hell yeah, I did. I agree that Femyoz is the winner. Based. Alright. Anyways. That was a very easy W. I don't know why I kept him in such long. You wear the best clothes? Aw, thank you. But yeah, goodbye everybody. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all in the next one. Probably, I'll bet. I don't know.